have never, as an org, been one win away from making it to a global event. Never mind having qualified to get to one.
Absolutely. They've had an unbelievable run in America, so it's been historic, really, in the region. There's not many teams that have had a run like it.
But here's the real test.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, can you take down a super team on the other side?
That's the biggest hurdle, right? Because the final boss is sitting on the other side of the stage. And Aspas, no slouch, obviously, used to playing in these BO5s.
Playing up in A heaven at the beginning here, as the rest of his team stacks over towards B, giving Aspas the responsibility to lob a grenade in and pop off a couple of shots.
Refract popped off. It's going to be fading soon enough. Alam's going to be finding it to get too much done from this spot.
And not going for the shorty buy, going for the bandit with the saturate as well, trying to catch somebody with a hinder. But nobody playing close to garden. Throughout this map pool, you will see so many times where the teams are going to be unfamiliar with what the other is showing them.
I mean, this is it, right? Case in point for MIBR, they've shown no footage, honestly. Maybe a major advantage for them.
Could be.
But they haven't really shown too much whatsoever. They kind of glided their way into this position. What was it, 5 maps played for them?
Yeah, the least maps so far in Kickoff for MIBR.
Nade actually misses there from Aspas, but it does a job, honestly. It just pushes back the plan for a couple of crucial seconds, buying time for MIBR to now get into position. But they don't have any controller showers, nor backside.
This is where Furia, though, tend to peek and look for kills.
Snakebite's going to be laid down early enough. That there's a small pocket to play in, and Zekken will capitalize quickly. Mazzino follows up with another one. Haunted to the back, reveals quite a lot. Koala Noob pressed into a corner, yet still batters his way out. Despite being stuck, EU rapid fire, unloading the clip, seeing if he can get a couple of lucky shots. It's happened to the defuse. Wincon's earned. Verno! Can't stick it all the way through. Furia lock up a pistol round nice and early.
MIBR had the read there that Furia was going to be playing inside of the smoke. Verno's sat inside the smoke waiting to defend. And yet it's just pot shots coming through. The double sheriffs doing so much work there for Furia. It looked really bad for them, right? I think this is a 3v5 technically that they recover. EU hit some gorgeous shots up there.
Yeah.
The sheriff purchases in general have been nasty good on pistol rounds. And Furia have been powered by pistol round wins. They're 12-5 in pistols in Kickoff so far.
12-5.
Isn't that crazy?
It's ridiculous. I mean, granted as well, there's been arguments made, right, that Furia haven't quite been tested yet in terms of the path that it took to get here in our upper bracket grand finals. Koala Noob happy to feast though, and he's one of our players that we'll be keeping an eye on, because I think Furia, if you were to define their style, I think it's largely built around Koala Noob. How proficient that guy is with the scoped weaponry in particular.
Yeah.
Marshal, outlaw, operator, whatever it might be.
You know, Alim actually had an interview before Kickoff where he said he was asked what the meta was. And usually people tend to discuss the meta in terms of agents, right?
Yeah.
And instead he said it's a scope meta.
It's interesting.
I'd never heard somebody say that in Valorant before. I mean, even when we had Chamber in 2022, people were saying it's a chamber meta. They weren't saying it's an op meta necessarily, but yeah, when you look at Koala Noob, and he's the second biggest player in Americas in terms of using the outlaw and the op, and then 4 other players on the team are using outlaw op as well.
They're perfectly willing to take turns using it.
Or 4 players in total, I should say. It's only Nerve that hasn't picked up a scoped weapon so far for Furia.
Big group up here towards B long. That sees LM willing to double dash onto it to see if he could get a quick punish, but not much going for him. Peeling back.
It is really dangerous, though, to contest B long. If you're MIBR, you're worried about getting hit by a saturate. Can Zekken find a pick here?
Yeah, this off angle. His shoulder's just peeking out. Nerve potentially spotting him. Forces the TP at least.
A really good awareness from Nerve.
Yeah.
The off angle looked good from Zekken. And Aspas has taken a chunk there from Nerve as well. Knocking off both of the HP bars for the MIBR duelist duo.
Chipped down over time slowly. No kills claimed. 45 seconds on the mark. Could be some fuel in the tank.
This is looking good for a bonus conversion, though, to be honest with you. I mean, I know they're going into a stacked site, but the health advantage is so big.
Depends what Tex can do here. The snakebite again, pushing them back. It's going to be an exchange of that util on either side. A bit of spam, potentially, into the corner. Tex is finished off. Stimmy's going to be dropped down, sees to layer it on top, and these are just kills through the smokes that are being combined and out. Through the back of the site, Verno is caught.
Plant a spike.
Now the plant will go down with barely a bit of time to spare there, but player advantage still here for Furia. You predicted it, Josh. It was looking like that bonus conversion. Even more likely now.
16 HP on Aspas. He'd have to be so clean with this kill.
Yeah.
And that's if they even have a hope. They don't look like they're playing for it.
They don't want to take it, no.
3v4? They're choosing to save the guns instead.
Risky business. Aspas doesn't even get it out with his own weapon here, and I think that signals. Definitely so. Kuala was on the hunt immediately. He's 2 away from the ult, and he would love these kills, take the guns out of their hands. He'll go down.
Even the death is great, though, because he's 1 away from getting up to his dimensional drift. And the next round, MIBR have got a choice of either forcing around the 2 rifles that they've saved, in which case Kuala can destroy them with a good Yoru ult, and their economy's broken again, or they're going to have to piece together some really odd kind of half by round where Zekken and Mazzino want to save the guns again because they don't really have the loss bonus.
Yeah.
I mean, this round was such a stutter step, pump fake kind of approach from Furia. They never hard committed.
Go, bro. I just spammed 2 people. It's the Renegade Rusco Phantom.
I don't know if it's a skin, but...
so they've chosen not to force around the 2 rifles they saved. But here's my point. Look at Zekken's money here.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Straight down into the bin. Kuala as well is digging deep. He's been keeping track all tournament long, honestly. One of the better players and one of the better teams, Furia, are making sure that they can abuse the Outlaw as much as humanly possible.
Absolutely.
It's what they were talking about with it being that scoped meta.
Yeah. They pick up the Outlaw a ton. I mean, Kuala Noob's picking it up. EU's picking it up.
Zekken.
Alim as well.
Zekken. Half armor.
My ult's ready.
Easy pickings. Kuala Noob now asserts himself over towards Showers. He's
that's the rifle.
Carved up control, and yeah, that was realistically the danger play. It could be retrieved. It is. Wow.
Just yoinked. Completely yoinked. That's MIBR trying to make a play there with the smoke to retrieve the rifle. And as Aspas goes fishing inside the brim smoke, he's like, where'd he go?
Where's he gone? Where's he gone? Ripped up, though. That's Tex off onto that angle. He's already dropped down Alim. Slow going affair here. MIBR don't have much in terms of the way Util. Verno does. Still, that TP is going to be called for. That was that Shower's control early and out of dimensional drift. Spots it out into the corner. Attempted a body block by Kuala Noob. You're seeing it. Mollies and nades flying forwards. Anything to delay the inevitable here, which is that push forwards. Mazzino, that's a critical kill. And now asserting and dominating control over towards Lamps here. MIBR making sure that they're ingrained. Hard to remove. 20 seconds left. Spike's only just being reclaimed. Plant now down. Nerve going for it. That's a seize and an orbital strike. And Nerve will have to give up his life for the cause. Anything to extend this round out. But it's now a 2v4, and this thrifty conversion is looking more and more likely. MIBR slow going. Making moves with the Bucky in hand. It's Aspas wiping Kuala Noob off the map. I'm not sure towards the end.
I'm not sure you call it a signature weapon for Aspas,
No,
is it?
you wouldn't.
The Bucky, but it gets the job done at the end there. What a round from Mazzino too. Dropping the spike on that swing short is the pick that makes all the difference for the defense. Because up until that point, it was not looking good for them. But being able to drop that spike, a seize ult combo, to make sure you pick off another as time gets low for Furia, and finally, MIBR get rid of the goose egg and get on the board. Nice little kill on Alim over there off camera too.
Definitely so. These type of rounds are the rounds you're going to get pretty often with a squad like MIBR. Quality and veteran presence is just brimming, right? I mean, it's custom built around Aspas. A team that was made to really lift trophies, and you see it in moments like that where, even if it's a half-buy, they still played all of their rounds.
And they get saved a bit from the economical situation that they were in.
Could have been really poor.
Well, Kuala Noob's picked up an attack side op here, and the approach is slow. You know, they're really feeling out the map before they commit anywhere. You'd expect MIBR to start getting a read onto this. Boombot goes out over towards Showers as both duelists are playing there. Kuala Noob on a very passive angle towards short right now as his team prods again towards B long. Same game plan coming out from Ardzin's calling. Can Kuala Noob find somebody info peeking into him?
That's going to get spotted, though.
It's great info.
Yeah.
You know that they have an op, you know where the op is.
Immediate smoke placed down. Reposition from a few of the MIBR players. And Showers has not been contested this whole time. Zekken, very deep. Double dash now by Alim up towards the top, but he realizes that was a poor fight to take, so he pulls back to safety critically for MIBR this time. They do have all control over towards Showers.
They're looking to pivot B.
Yeah, pushed back. Molly, satchels, anything to deny that this plan could be going down. It's all down to Verno. will be falling into his lap. What can he do from a spot like this? He plays up close. Tight tuck to the corner. Flash goes wide. He gets his one, gets the second, and almost controlling for the third there. It was a scrappy situation, but he buys enough time. Texas in there, straight into the fight. The heads are rolling on either side. Still time is of the essence, and that's the important critical factor. 6 seconds remaining. The spike needs to go down. His kills need to be found, and Texas has already done the work. It's a round found for him. The job is done. MIBR get that second one on the board.
And what a play from Verno. Again, though, requiring a hero moment for MIBR. They're the team under pressure right now, but they are delivering. Round 4 and 5 goes their way, and Verno coming up with a big play. Tucks himself underneath here, and first kill's clean, second kill is chaos. Yeah, could have very easily there. Only ended up with a 1-on-1, which wouldn't have really given Tex the time to play in off the back. And now the op switches sides. Zekken picking that one up from the bottom of the scoreboard, hoping to pick up his own impact too in this game.
I've liked what I've been seeing from MIBR. The few maps that we've seen, honestly, with their double duelist.
Yeah, we haven't seen it much.
No.
They will be playing the majority of this series on double duelist, though, based on the maps in the pool.
It's a lot of pressure. What? Okay, gets away with murder, dare I say. Hard to hit a target like that. The Seas to the side, vulnerable up, and well, okay, they are corralled into a corner nevertheless. So listen, rest of MIBR will be happy to help out with the rifles.
Yeah, Zekken relying on his teammates there to bail him out of a bad situation, but again, Verno's impact is utterly enormous.
Yeah,
grabs one and seizes everybody else.
I mean, it's just insanity as well. The trajectory of Verno's career as a player, because he's, you know, you look at him the way he came in, wasn't particularly vocal. At least when it came to the on-camera interviews. In game, I think he is actually quite vocal, so... Yeah. Talking up my ass a little bit there. But
well, but just in terms of how he was removed from that NRG roster initially as well.
Yeah.
It was very weird, his beginning to Tier 1 Valorant.
You know, talking to Fraud speaks very highly, obviously, of Verno, I think, as well, and has put a lot of development into him as a player so that he can be a real consistent caller for them, but whilst not sacrificing his individual play. That's the most impressive part to me, I think, is that he is a really young IGL, but it hasn't really affected his stat line.
No, Verno, in fact, is easily the highest fragging IGL that we have in America's Kickoff. And even if you just extend that broader, he had a slight dip in form towards Stage 2 last year, but every other period of the year, he was frying, honestly. I played fantastic, even at Toronto, when the rest of his team was falling to pieces around him. So no, he's been extremely, extremely impressive. And started to get the right adaptation here, too. They're not really biting on the early...
Ooh.
Yeah, just might have missed that off camera, but Nerve does go down, not able to save the gun. Backpedaling hit onto Allen. Now, there's definitely some luck involved in that one. But the way he gets out of dodge and then throws the C's back in, this round is all him.
I got a Pokemon.
Excuse me?
Was that an aid flying?
And free. In this game, though, they've been poking and prodding around the map. MIBR haven't been baited into any early engagements, and now they're just playing to heavy anchor the sites and flood defend. And I think that's a really nice adjustment. Fury have got to change up what they're up to, maybe increase the tempo, but they get whacked early. There goes Koala Noob on a light buy.
The benefits of playing Yoru. You can play like that.
MIBR throwing in one of their first small pieces of defensive aggression. Normally they've been playing really tight. Not really going for stuff like that, but coming out of attack timeout is a great time to swap stuff up.
You can anticipate a Zekken is sat here? Maybe not.
Finding out where the ops are on defense is very challenging.
Yeah, it definitely is. Prowler doesn't catch much of the long. That will force the issue though. Zekken will be able to fight that one. There's a smoke to play in. Tossed over towards the top. That's Allen in there with the shorty. And his ult's been expended potentially. Yes, Aspas would be able to showstopper. This is carnage now occurring because close quarters is what it's being forced into. And the smoke's in your face, Furia! They're finding it. Targets acquired, and so is the site. Plant down. Fast and loose by MIBR. Still potential chances, but no, it's all contained by Alim. Watching the extremities as that pit just blossoms out and leaves it down to Tex.
You'd have to find some unbelievable timings here, and Alim looks like the first challenger.
There it is. Shot to the head is clean enough. That's a Bucky, not the rifle, but might do the job anyway. But as a tap, he's trying to force these players out wide into the open. What a round by Furia.
And it's EU 10-2 that closes things out. All of those smokes just stopped MIBR from being able to hold a single crossfire.
Yeah.
And it made the lighter weaponry of Furia way better in that round too. That's the kind of stuff you can do when you have a Waylay, I think. There wasn't even the Waylay engage that was necessarily the biggest portion of that.
No, I mean, they came into it with double buckies.
Yeah, look at the smokes just scattered all around the site. One on top.
Good shit!
One on top of the tube, one on the left side. So much stuff for them to be able to play around. Good adjustment there from both teams. MIBR in the early round and Fury once they hit the site.
He's over the top. That's off a read, presumably, but it goes a miss. Sees an orbital strike, hoping to catch Showers players. Aspas will go down regardless. Want to push towards it. That's convergent pass into the back. Look at the slowdown MIBR. Trying to scurry away from these bullets. They have no control of Showers, no control of back sight. Smokes keep mounting. That molly rebounds and does push back the plant.
Patient play from Furia. MIBR still locked out of the site for the moment too.
Yeah, retaking with an op is going to be even harder.
Portal closed.
Second's going to wait for this sight line to open up. And there it is. And the strike's going to be soon enough. That off angle by EU. Whoa. It is whiffy business. Kills eventually found anyway. The molly no timing. Verno's forwards, and this guy, he's like the Terminator in terms of how he's locking onto those angles. Will get traded out quickly enough, and the issue still lies here. Retaking by the operator is hard task all around. Zekken does not want to play for it.
As clean as Verno is with his aim, EU is just as good for Furia. He's been lasering people down in those kind of moments, and he's on the hunt to try to get rid of this op from Zekken's hands. MIBR are going to be hard-pressed to keep this into the next. EU slowed down for a moment, actually.
Yeah, he doesn't want to push it.
Yeah, didn't want to go for the over-push into spawn. But they are getting onto A-site very easily here, I've got to say. MIBR are playing off-site for retake a ton. And maybe that's because they couldn't play around that bench area at the start of the round with the C's orbital strike coming through.
Yeah.
So you know that they're not playing heavy over towards bench. Showers, you get in. At best, they're holding back.
Of the few maps that we've seen of MIBR, right? Which, there's only been 5 maps.
But I just mean across his career as well.
Sure, of course,
he's
way more comfortable.
He's certainly opted a lot more than Zekken so far in Kickoff. Pit used here for MIBR, locking down short. Fury without the tools in terms of ults to really contest that. Could have gone off rip with Alem trying to double dash into it with a hinder, but maybe not quite getting the read here. The Tex was going to hard commit in this round with the judge. It's again, slow pace defaulting from Furia, trying to feel out the map a little bit. But with one of the lanes locked off, it should make it easier for MIBR.
Interesting angle that Aspas is in here towards Hookah. Not the standard off angle, he's like directly in the middle, I think, essentially. Yeah, he is, so. And there it is, rewarded for it.
Staying on it as well.
Yeah. Not removed. Normally you see that reposition happen. That's a shot through the Prowler. Get down, Mr. President. EU survives.
That's ridiculous.
That's insanity. Kuala Lumpur will assert himself over towards Showers now. He's got control of that one. And you see the flash through and around. Shot goes wide. Zekken forced to pull back, but still do have Tex playing with that pit into short, but he's only got a judge to work
30
with.
seconds left.
Stray shots. Operator firing, EU.
He's getting crunched.
Is he going to expect this? The answer's no. That's going to be delivering a weapon straight to the lap of Tex. Happy to pick it up, but doesn't anticipate the quality was already on it. Mazzino quick with the trade. Nerve, though, potential for him to pick this one up. Poking, prodding, Mazzino just baiting the shot out. This is a tricky spot to be in if you're Furia, because you need these kills to go your way. Now it just leaves it into Nerve's hands. Spotted out, finds the one, but Aspas is quick. Finger on the trigger.
Well, Aspas came alive this round. He was 2-6, I think I said, to start this off, and now he's 5-6 with a big 3K. And all 3 really important kills to be able to find, or at least the first 2 were. Finding that off angle over towards Hookah, deletes the player that peeks him. There goes one of Furia's biggest tools at being able to get into a site, because Alem hits the deck. And then this duel that's happening over towards Lamps as well, this kill, really important onto Ardsy, because Zekken's just sat in heaven with an op, he can't really help on the retake. And you have to play Mazzino in from short.
Round 10, Furia, all grouped up.
Well, they've got an ult to be able to use, haven't they, here?
Yeah, this Dimensional Drift is going to allow them to play a lot faster.
Who's next?
J-Crash gets quite a bit of space, and now you're going to see these ults popped off. Clearing a bit of a path. Aspas put down towards the back, and he hears an abundance of util here. Losing control of Lamps in the process. Hinder's going to go wide. That's a shot to the dome. 10 HP. That's what he's dropped to here. Furia are relentless. Eager to try and lay claim to the back of this side, and bullets into the smoke. Shots in the dark. It's going Furia's way here for round 10.
That's the aggression that you want to see from Furia. Absolute disrespect. Bringing it to MIBR. Super team be damned. And this is how they were getting such great victories earlier on in this bracket too. Once they get themselves into a post plant, not being afraid to peek, to challenge, to rely on your aim, which is astonishingly good actually for this roster. When you look at them on paper and compare them to, you know, MIBR, to G2, these kind of teams, Furia have been just straight up winning a lot of fights. In spots like that where they peak, the combo of util into backside though to put pressure on MIBR here, lovely.
Yeah, it really is. And astounding stuff as well for Furia. To be able to keep this form going, because expectations were all the way down at the bottom. I mean, you saw just before we got into this game, right? All the community opinions.
Yeah.
But they've been making the most of it, this Furia squad. They are driven, hungry players across the board. Some of them grinding in Tier 2 for the longest time, since essentially the inception of Valorant, right? Talking like 2020, 2021.
In terms of like Nerve, Koala Noob.
Nerve and Koala Noob trying to get their shots. And EU himself as well has bounced up and down between Tier 1, Tier 2.
Yeah.
Artisan, after last year's performance, he had a bit of a highlight towards the end at Champs, but he was probably thinking this might be my last chance as well. Going into this year. And then Alim, I mean, this guy's he's an unknown quantity, really. I mean, he's had a meteoric rise. First game played was September 2024. So,
yeah, a bit different story for Alim, isn't it?
But it's interesting, the contrast that you see on Furia, still putting it all together, and they're not being dismayed. Normally you see maybe with younger, inexperienced players, the nerves playing a part. Oh my God, I'm going up against Aspas second.
Doesn't feel like that for Furia,
No, it doesn't. No, they don't care about the names that they're facing.
They should probably care about the weapons they're facing in this round, though, because we've got double Bucky online here. Aspas and Mazzino, because the weaponry has been... The economy has been under enormous pressure this entire defense half.
There's a combo. That's a great combo off the contact. Nice play to cook up.
Lovely set play, and maybe I've run that twice so far in this map.
Furia might look to speed it up forwards now. Wanting it, hold on. Buckies! Oh, they're delivering. Mazzino and Aspas, they play off each other's contact. Alan, the last one left. Reclaim a rifle, but that might be about it.
I think this is where you get the experience difference happening here.
Yeah.
Is that MIBR, even when they're under pressure with lighter weapons, they're still so able to craft defensive setups that look like they make a lot of sense. And the way that Aspas is pushing behind the Viper wall there and crunching with Mazzino
taking that timing is...
it's really nice. But Furia still with a guaranteed at least draw in the half, an opportunity in the next in round 12 to push themselves into a 7-5 lead. But MIBR have got a lot of ults, you know. Furia have just kind of been sending them when they have them. We saw a nice ult combo here from MIBR with the throughout the season, the orbital strike. But it's been a slow-paced battle of testing each other out, I think, very early on in this best of 5.
Yeah.
It feels like marathon pace.
Yeah, both teams really treating it like that best of 5. You don't want to go all out, spending all your energy too early.
Something that the MIBR players.
They definitely. Yeah, I mean, we were saying earlier, they've been in plenty of best of 5s. Tons of experience on MIBR.
Oh, Aspas has got the operator.
Okay.
So a swap up here. He's got the op and the showstopper, so he's got
close.
An ability to escape.
There's a lot of players as well waiting on the other side of this one. Wall up. Gonna take that time in. He spots it out with a showstopper. Blind fire into the corner. He couldn't see a bloody thing. Prowler did the work. And it evens it out 4-2-4.
I don't know how he didn't do any damage even.
Yeah, it's barely a scratch onto EU. That's just ridiculous stuff.
4v4 in this spot, and MIBR are looking to regain information over towards Hookah. Fury have lost info all over towards Fountain. You can see the pings on the map. They don't know what's going on over there. Instead,
exploration on both sides?
Yeah.
Yeah. Both teams just trying to clear up a picture of what's going on. Koala Noob, very heads up.
But does he expect the second? I don't think so. He's thinking that's a solo push from the player that's often been around.
Oh, the timing. Heard noise cues made. He heard the jumping from Artisan. Oh, this could be everything for them. Zekken's got a dimensional drift out, confirming what Tex already knows. Lurking up behind. Kuala Noob, though, might have just done enough damage regardless, and look at that. Nerve just trying to appropriate himself there onto the right ankle. You're seeing that site is still open for the taking. They are surrounded, though.
Nice flip of the map, actually. Artazine planted on the other side. They can play backside, player advantage spot. Fury are looking quite good here for a 7-5.
And no hesitation for a play like that, immediately realizing what they needed to do. Flash Zekken. It's on his shoulders alongside Tex. Fury are finding themselves in very strong positions, though, in this post-plant.
If Artazine gets a kill, he has ult, and the round is over.
Kuala Noob is going to be pushed out wide there from that, and that's a kill for Tex. Kuala Noob out wide to the side. 4 kills, make it 5. And we call that one an ace. Kuala Noob. It's a cherry on top for the first half of Bind in this best-of-5 upper bracket grand finals. Fury are leading by 2 rounds.
Astonishing way to close things out there. It's got to feel great. He was talking about how he's been in multiple BO5s before and failed. And you're starting it like this? Deletes Verno.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Beautiful work here.
Let's go! First days of VCT, baby! First days, baby!
He's just pumped him.
5, like I was talking about earlier for Furia. But do they need to win the pistols? Not really. The only map that they've won that was close in Kickoff, they lost double pistol anyway.
Yeah.
So normally they win the pistols, but they smoke their opponents. The pistol round is not what's actually winning things for Furia, but they're getting it anyway here against the America's super team.
Mixed bag in terms of the purchases here. A couple of sheriffs. Very popular investment these days.
There's a push out down long, wrapping around the back of Tex.
Yeah, Tex has been spotted on top of the box there, I believe, by Nerve.
Yeah, they definitely know that Tex is here in Hoover. And they know that he hasn't left as well. But now Kuala Noob doesn't have the gate crash to escape, and he's getting pinched himself from market.
This is a real awkward spot to be placed into because he's trying to take his timing, but okay, players rounding around towards the back, and there's no way, okay, it's traded. That was a spike drop down. Tex doesn't want to claim that kill, just spots barely a glimpse of Nerve.
Even though MIBR was seen going back over towards B, Furia have kept 3 players A. They don't believe what they've seen. Maybe making a read into the fact that Verno's a good enough caller to not go for the obvious.
Yeah, and they're willing to contact all the way up here. With Kuala Noob down, not worried about somebody holding
30
a
seconds
deep
left.
off angle, unexpected, holding that deep information on Furia's side. And so they can save a lot of their util.
Do you have the nerve to contact into B? They're creeping out.
Yeah, they found it. Space over towards the site, cleared out most of it. 14 seconds, Aspas putting to the plan here. The Snakebite's not enough damage to really dissuade him. Did want to get off in a spot like that. Back halls, though. How do Furia break out of this one? Util's being primed. Smokes drop down in their faces. Hinder connects. Haunt is better as well. That's going to be spotting out a multitude. Second, 1 for 1, jumping and hopping all around. Mazino finally activates. Pounces on the chance to get involved into the fight. Aspas is going to be seized up. Furia running over them like a wrecking ball, man. And add another one to the tally. Add that one to your spreadsheet. It's another pistol round for Furia here.
It's crazy, the success that they're having. These spots don't look like they should be able to win them. They're coming back in on a retake, completely locked out. I mean, the util is good, right? The Haunt is nice, the Hinder's good to put pressure on Mazino, but then actually Zekken getting one and Mazino battling his way out of that spot puts things back in an uncomfortable territory.
Let's go!
And Nerve has to deliver 2 big kills to close things. Coach Shaw can't believe what he's seeing.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy knows what it is to lose, by the way. He was there when Furia went winless last year in Stage 2. The other guys don't have the generational trauma of Furia, but he does.
And they're looking to rewrite it entirely, but Aspas, that is a hero play and a half. Outlaw was purchased for him. Alan's going to be going hunting now for a couple of kills, but he wasn't anticipating the second. Was close quarters. Flash forwards. EU trying to equalize. Does find himself the 1, and he's hoping for the second, but it's an evacuation cord for. Verno didn't want to take that fight, not with a spike in his hands.
This is really dangerous. Aspas has got an Outlaw to work with. Tex force buying that one.
Yeah.
And 2 of the 3 remaining players with light armor. And this is tough. Nerve could easily get pounced on here from multiple directions, or just left alone as the rest of his squad gets picked off by the Outlaw. Double Outlaw.
Yeah, it's a very tricky spot, isn't it, for Furia now?
There.
And that Outlaw. We're seeing Prowlers forwards. Question is for MIBR. Still going to go slow going until it's not. Now speeding up a little bit. The smoke's
30
propped
seconds
up.
left.
It's not quite a tap. I mean, listen, Tex is already taking fights over towards
Spike
Elbow.
planted.
He's alone taking that, but still EU goes down regardless.
Well, that's a rifle now handed over. It's basically game over here.
It's chalked.
I mean, how could Furia possibly win this round? 2v4 and their players are not in good positions. It'd have to be magic.
In. He's found himself a gap, and there it is. Former comrade put down. Back to the spectator seat. Stinging and a spectator. It's not much the work of an elbow. Open, sightlines. Shots are missed though. Nerves found it. It's getting whiffy. Wall's going to be going down, and the shots go wide. No chances. Significantly there for Furia, but it's MIBR who handle it all.
Chilean hometown hero Mazzino closes things out in what was almost a missed opportunity there for MIBR, but all right, deep breaths, and they prevail. Of course, this round originally, though,
30 seconds
should have been one
left.
that Furia nicely clean up, but this strategy of forcing into the Outlaw, knowing that most people are going to be buying high armor.
Dancing. Wait, let me dance.
Well, that has got MIBR back into the game for sure, hasn't it?
Yeah, it definitely has. Mazzino, top of the scoreboard.
And this is how ult snowballs happen.
Definitely so. Loose pistol, win the follow-up when you're on the attack side.
God,
Tex.
this is dangerous.
Very dangerous, but that's util out into the hand by Koala Noob. Not quite a gun at hand. Maybe a rifle could have done a bit more.
Hey, they missed the timing on that, didn't they? Tex would have been a sitting duck had they picked a slightly earlier timing to go. Maybe they weren't expecting Tex to be so bold.
Bit of clearance onto the side.
Double flank in the retake too.
Yeah.
But Nerve's only got a Bucky. Tough to make something happen from there.
He's looking to hold down that hookah control.
MIBR might be thinking about maximizing ultimates.
Probably should be at this point. TP. Okay. That's fast. Didn't expect Nerve, though, with that position. Taken up. Still. Zeno should really be the one going hunting here. He's one away.
Or Zekken. I
Yeah.
mean, 2 away. And I think the Yori ult is something you can design around. Easily.
Okay. Mazzino's death.
It's actually all planned. It gets the ult online.
The ult. All good. So MIBR straight back into things here. Only trailing by the 1 round.
And I think this is what happens when you play against a team like this. It feels like Fury have been playing a lights-out game. And yet, you know, a little slip-up in round 14, and suddenly MIBR are in an opportunity where they can run away with things.
Yeah, give him an inch and they'll take a mile.
It is good that Zekken is 2 away from his ultimate from Furia's perspective, because he can't just grab an ult orb and run away with things. Figure out what your exact defensive setup is, set up somebody to be able to get a kill. But I'm looking at the combo of the C's into orbital strike, because MIBR was so good with that on the defense side.
This is interesting. Furia put down a very deep smoke into showers. Koalanu even just letting loose a spray of bullets.
Alim's on an off angle here, but a safer off angle, waiting for Aspas to peek in. Although taking a more aggressive little line there for a moment. It's a cautious approach.
It's really cautious. I mean, the spike's not in any of their hands.
It has been for both teams. Binder's really slowed down this year. And this is without the operator, without the chamber. Zekken picks up an ult orb, but he's still 1 away.
Yeah,
I don't think they're going to go all the way back to B long.
well,
Hold on.
as you say that.
No shot.
Well, that's ensuring that there's no deep push out towards sand.
I mean, they've got 50 seconds, but they don't actually control B long.
It's going to be tough. Especially with the util that hasn't been burnt out. I mean, Artin is on the B site with a molly. Nerve's got a snake bite.
They have the Viper orb over here, so they can take B long pretty easily.
Alim, this fight here, it's a tricky one, but he just takes the
30
same
seconds
fight,
left.
same angle that Aspas did prior on the other half.
This is a really late hit.
It is, and this is where it gets really awkward. On bind, if you don't pull out this prior util, this is where the troubles start mounting. Molly to replace the snake bite. There's plenty of fuel in the tank. That wall's going to be going up as soon as the smoke fades. Time is of the essence. 12 seconds left. Orbital strike. They want to send it. MIBR trying to go into this one, but they're going into a blender. Straight into the maw. It's raw individualism. That's what's going to try and lay you out. They don't have time, do they?
I think they just got it.
It was barely there. Extension here. Zekken finds it. Plant down. 2v2 now for them. Koala Noob trying to announce himself onto the stage, but Zekken's just a little bit too sharp. He used shots through the box. Got a tuck now, Zekken. Free haircut in the process. Barely alive, and it's essential that he stays that. Verno crouched up. And if Verno didn't secure it, Zekken would have just swinging off the back of it. 8-8 off that. That looked dire.
That was so squeaky.
MIBR.
No, it was crazy. They planted with 4.2 seconds,
That's
I think it was.
insane.
Anything going wrong in that round, and it's a nightmare. Here's Zekken TPing into the end of the orbital strike. Really lovely way of being able to utilize that without needing the dimensional drift online.
Yeah.
Because they didn't play for the second ult.
Brother, that was a funny round. That was a funny round, bro.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny if you win.
Yeah.
You can laugh about it if you win. You're crying if you lose, I think. 4 Buckies?
Okay.
I mean, I know it's a Bucky meta, but...
It's a scope meta. You were telling me?
Well, it's
Scope and Bucky, could it
yeah,
be both?
don't be buying the Buckies on full buy rounds, for sure. But, I mean, when you're in a light buy, the Bucky is still pretty incredible.
Yeah.
But this is more opportunity for MIBR to snowball. If they can avoid running into the Buckies, which I wouldn't even mind Zekken burning his ult in this round.
How do you avoid running into the Buckies when there's 4 of them on bind?
Well, I think it might come down to Zekken being forced to pop his ultimate. But it depends how they navigate around the map.
Still willing to contact when they feel like they can.
That's a peak short from Alim. Looking maybe just for a little bit of information or trying to make it feel like he's not tucked in the corner hiding somewhere.
What's that? 1 Bucky gone. 3 more to go. Steadily looking to walk up and take a bit of this space, but again, you have to be very controlled. Now, there's only 38 seconds left.
I think when you look at where players are positioned on defense, though, this shouldn't be a threat.
No, surely not, right?
You can play inside of this smoke that's just been put down.
Yep, lay it down, flash forwards. Okay. Zekken knows what's up.
It's a third of the price, and it's still getting the job done.
That's good work. Plant down now for MIBR. He donated a couple of freebies. The trade wasn't there in time. A lot of damage done, though, and they know that Lamp's compromised. Aspas. One shot going slightly wide, just being jiggled out, pulled out here. But for Furia, your chances of winning a round quite limited unless Koala Noob can get something done. Hell of a timing that he could have capitalized off, but it's Tex just about gets on top of it, in control of the situation. Time now ticking at this point for Furia. Not a round that they can play for.
No, it's not. And I think your attention has got to go now to the next round where huge ultimates are going to be getting used.
Look at it.
And I think it's very predictable here that Furia would want to go... All right, fair enough. It's very predictable here that Furia would want to go for a Viper's Pit. So I think in MIBR's head, you're setting up maybe to do something fast for the first time on your attack side. All of these rounds, basically for both teams, have been very, very slow, right? But this is one of those rounds where you could just rip your ult really fast down short and try to get a punish onto Nerve, who you expect is going to be playing a Viper's Pit in that position. So I think changing up the tempo here could be a really nice shift around. But actually, Nerve not going for it, and MIBR not going for it here. Are they going to be putting the pit over towards B long, maybe?
There's potential for it.
Just a more cautious approach, I think. Maybe even using it reactively.
Dimensional drift. He's going to be using it to clear away forwards. Back over towards B, though. Bit of a bait and switch, looking to see if they can force rotations. And there's still players waiting over towards A. I think Aspas has heard it.
Pure
footsteps, yeah. Footsteps scurrying.
Forced out the pit.
Down, yeah. That's just to reinforce a hit that is not coming. Texto, barely there in time. There's a lot of damage done. Alan couldn't confirm the kill. Highlight with that haunt, and Rocket flying forwards. Didn't find a mark. It was a bullet first that connected. Deep plant down now. And a 2-player advantage for MIBR in this one.
I think this is one of the spots where you have to consider saving.
Yeah, with the operator, good luck.
Yeah, you're in a 3v5. You forced out some big ultimates, so you could take that as a bit of a silver lining. But like you said, you've got the op.
Yeah.
And you've got no good positioning at all. Really elaborate round from Verno there in terms of how they called that. Zekken goes for a fake A into B Yoru ult, but after he sees a couple of players, they just force out the pit on B and the actual pack goes over towards A. Maybe they were trying to go away from the Viper. Could have been just a direct audible comm from Zekken on his ult. But they nicely got into a weak A site there.
It's a very nice twist on the normal fake that you do with the Dimensional Drift, right?
Yeah, normally the second site that you go towards is going to be the one you finish.
Yeah, exactly.
But they twist that here.
They go to the other side instead. Timeout now. Last one here for Furia.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah, because, I mean, look at the string of rounds that MIBR managed to accrue.
Just pop on.
Yeah, unfortunate when happens.
Yeah. But at least Artazine dies, you know what I mean?
You can
it's
put the kill.
It's a 5v3 at that point, isn't it? Even though Aspas doesn't quite get the value from his ult. Artazine has been getting bullied. He's been a player that otherwise has been performing excellently throughout Kickoff for Furia. Would be a bad time to go missing in the qualification game. But it's early doors yet in the BO5. And this is the round that could get Furia back in.
It's crazy. Furia 4 players over towards B.
Big stack early. Haunt double dash down. They know it's not B now.
Face your
Getting
fear.
a lot of that pressure from that util. 9-4. Makes his way forward. TP up towards default as well. So Zekken's securing up a lot of that space. They know it's clear. There was no pings from the ult. Again, forcing potential to retake Furia though. At least holding on towards that backside control, looking to see if they can get their grip onto it, but the fight's just not going their way. Not at all. It's MIBR lighting up the feed in their name.
Spike planted.
That's the risk you take, man, when you go for that kind of play. 4-player stack on B, and it's a really early timing to clear it out. They know that it is not B in that moment. But as the rotates come through to A, you just gave up all of that positioning. And Aspas is on top of truck before you can react. Flashing the backside from Zekken, and you're overwhelmed. Fury themselves ran a pretty similar round, but currently getting whacked by the same stuff, and Koala Noob's op can find no value.
Yeah, it's the nature of it. Furia, obviously relying and playing around Koala Noob, his proficiency with the Outlaw, the Operator, so much in Kickoff so far, but
they've also been running faster rounds since he got the op online.
Yeah.
You take a look at the economy, and when can Koala Noob buy an op? All right, that's when we're running faster plays based off either ultimates or in this round, just kind of sending it.
right.
I mean, there was an ult in play, but it was mostly just a short pop. And so, MIBR, they've got a great read on how they want to play here. On a map that they were able to hide for the whole of Kickoff. Remember that, because that is going to be relevant on future maps too. When we're looking forward to Haven, for example.
Oh, yeah.
MIBR being able to hide both of those maps. And Pearl, but they decided first round ban that.
That's the scary thing about MIBR. You really don't know where the ceiling is, the peak, quite yet.
Oh, you've only seen them play 5 maps. How could you?
Exactly, but also they had their own challenges in Kickoff. They weren't able to get proper practice in there at the beginning, so...
Yeah, you might not have even seen them in scrims.
Yeah. And every win that MIBR have got gave them more and more time to make sure that they can put it all together. Oh! Second!
That's incredible. He's like a ballerina.
Yeah.
He's pirouetted through and found 2.
Connects the dots there. Heads popped off. Low as anything, but he's still willing to be aggro and just take the fights to them. Make him bleed, make him hurt, and that is a little bit too aggressive. A little bit too greedy, perhaps.
It's got style, though. It's got style.
2v4, Alem and Ardsin pressed into such a hard position. You have ults, but you need kills to want to use them. Orbital Strike is going to be pulled out.
There's a Molly line up here as well.
It's just filthy. We've already seen enough cringe Valorant from that last game. There's the Molly sailing over, and Artisan knows already. No real chances in a round like this. 12 rounds now for MIBR.
Match point.
Every round on attack side basically has been by the book for MIBR. That one, though, had a lot of style to it. Look at this entry from the second. Swings through, grabs onto EU, and then resetting his aim.
Yeah, he's not getting away with that.
It's tough for Fury, though. Their players have been in spots where they've been forced to save. They do have money to be able to go for a final buy, but this is now 7 rounds in a row that they've lost.
It's tough.
Be right back.
MIBR have just completely ran away with it on the attack side. Squaring up for a bit of a fight, a bit of a scrap. Alim's here. Refract, catches the contact. Sees where Zekken's playing. It's held off. Artisan, I believe, was holding his orbital strike for potentially a play. No real signs of life beyond what Zekken was doing.
I mean, I think they might be going for a seize with the Brimalt in short if that had been a timing for the A-pop.
Sure.
They're trying to get used to that faster pace that MIBR has been going at, and yet right at the finish line, here Verno slows things down again. I think it's been really tough for Adzine to get a read of his former team here. They've changed so much.
Yeah, these are the things as well that you're going to get when you play against a team like MIBR. A lot of teams get to 12 and they're like a dog chasing a car, essentially, just trying to get that final round over the line.
Mark 2.
And they rush into things, they make mistakes, but pure composure by MIBR. They are happy to whittle you down bit by bit. Ticking forward, shot still firing. Tex! Oh, it's disgusting, man. Deep hit into the back of the site now. Good luck getting past that one in a 2v5. This is looking like map 1 is going to be wrapped up nice and pretty. All for MIBR now. Plan down.
Planted.
No problem. Squalanuva's got a heavy, heavy load on his plate and can't get rid of it.
And Nerve is sat here wondering what's gone wrong for them in this half because they haven't had a hold.
Wow.
Attackers win.
MIBR absolutely stormed the castle with that one. Every attack side round. From being able to win that Thrifty in round 14, it was clean sailing. They were basically in 5v2s in like first one where it should be a banger. But the question is whether MIBR are going to get out to a good start.
Yeah, I mean,
look at the pistol round win rate.
It's just ginormous. Didn't matter much in that previous map, though.
No, double pistol win and still losing for Furia. Although the second half, you can't really call that. It's not the same, is it, when you lose a follow-up immediately?
No, definitely not. Verno, a lot of angles to account for there. Sheriff in hand, missing a few of the shots, and he's worse for the wear.
Already MIBR throwing a different smoke in mid compared to what they would usually do, because normally when you're playing that solo smokes comp, you have to hold on to the smokes. Now that they've got Zekken and Tex, they can be a bit more free. Throw one way in mid, try to challenge a little.
You're going to see this plodding approach, I think, from both teams overall. Neither side wants to rush into anything.
Certainly at the beginning of the half.
Yeah.
You've got to condition a little bit of this slow mid-control stuff. And then I think you can go into site pops a little bit later. Try to get Alim online.
One-way fades. No real smokes, it looks like. I mean, Zekken's not going to get I'm not too sure what the timing is on it, but they catch the contact and now the smoke just propped up. I mean, this is deep. It does allow Furia to get in onto the side, and Alim's even just going to be hopping straight over towards the top. It's a lot of bullets raining down onto him, but Kalanubi does collect that one onto Tex.
Important
isolated. Yeah, definitely so.
No salvos, but you've still got pull available here. I think. Not sure if Ardazine has picked up one of these stars that he laid around the map. Maybe he's working with nothing.
Noise going to be made now by MIBR. Looking to buy some time, create some space and pressure that Aspas can play off onto the other side of things and may even just take up most of the map. And Nerve, okay, rebound off that one, but Verno, as quick as anything, he's straight back in there, just trying to be controlled in the end. There's a lot of damage done, and now's the time to strike Aspas. 1v1 he is Adzine, and once more, his former teammate is the one who puts him down into the ground.
And Furia win another pistol in a spot where I think most people would be favoring Aspas. But Adzine comes out with the goods, and Furia come out with another pistol round win.
Can't be stopped.
Finding the opening there as well to put them in a 5v4. And that smoke really did let them into the site. Great little tap towards the end.
Yeah.
And MIBR are not going to go for any shenanigans here where they tried to force something up. They're not on the attack side. They don't get the plant money. They don't really have the investment necessary.
I like the idea.
I mean, we've seen a lot of teams go for this, actually, where they try to get inside an A-smoke on the eco, and if it fails, you kind of just jump off the map. MIBR here not decided to do that just yet. EU and Nerve could potentially get up to an ultimate in this round.
Full shock, hoping to claim a life there from the vulnerable.
and trying to make it also feel like MIBR have got a stack on the A side.
Yeah.
So that you don't go A.
Hoping to push the Furia players and the pack of them over towards B where the Bucky is lying in wait, but hold on. Top of the dome spotted. Verno somehow gets away with that. Still on 100 health, by the way. Dart towards the top. Just trying to follow those traces, buying a bit of time for the rest of his team. Plant will go down though with no more problems. This is a big map. Long angles. Classic's not exactly the weapon at hand to get some work done.
I really think there's a good argument for just throwing yourself off the map here and not allowing EU to get up to his ultimate. We'll see if MIBR, are they looking to go for this? Yeah, Paranoia used. They're in.
Smoking Paranoia. They have that backside control, but you got to think Furia's composition excels at playing the post plant. So many tools, and you can just drag out time off the clock. Tex swinging wide. EU now is one away from the ultimate, and they've realized it.
Yeah.
Not give this guy the kill.
Well, they have double smokes alive, and they have no smokes to be able to go onto the spike in the retake. Zekin's going to hop on it at the final moment, and they all go down. I think it's going to be trivial for EU to be able to pick up his ult across this round somehow, whether it's based on him picking up an orb over towards A main, whether it's to do with him planting the spike. You know, that is going to be something they've got to worry about here, is the fact that MIBR have potentially allowed Furia to snowball. If Furia get into a post plant, this could be tough, very tough.
It's also interesting as well, Aspas, I mean, that Bucky purchase is just going to delay the potential operator that he usually wants to go for. Somebody else could maybe save the money up, honestly, and buy it for him, but...
They're not going for it.
No, they're not. Did give him the rifle, though. He could only afford the Guardian, and he swaps hands with Zekin. Willing to prioritize the resources into Aspas to play it, and MIBR, Zekin,
Gonna fall back here.
and Tex look like they're going to be tested. Thrown over the top. Smokes to try and divide up most of this side. That's Zekin does get tagged, so he's forced to retreat back, but he does claim a kill.
It's just spam, I think. EU, though, picked up that ult orb, has the Sova ultimate to be able to play for post. One salvo, a pull.
Nice angle. Alim is alone, though, playing this spot. Oh my god, what is that? Hunter's Fury off the back of that contact. Mazino was deleted. EU not getting too much done. Potentially a kill to be claimed onto Zekin. And not as, really just not anticipating that. Just trying to jump and rejoin the rest of the pack here. They're already pressing the advantage. MIBR trying to take this one a bit faster now because time is going to be bled out of them. The amount of util that they've got, Shark Darts hailing. It's a pull online. Salvos are next. You're just playing against the machine at this point. You're not even playing Valorant. Not much you can do.
The recon as well, saved to throw into a smoke as the final piece of util. Furia, everything going exactly according to plan here. And MIBR not finding the correct ways of being able to throw off what Furia are cooking at all.
And this composition of Furia running, I mean, we've lightly touched on it, but it is so potent. If you let them get into the post plant when they have util available, good luck.
Yeah, you've got to force utility out of them early by fighting over A main, for example, or threatening in some way. Otherwise, it's devastating to play against. You really can't just play straight-up passive retakes against this composition. And Koala Noob gets to be that second entry, even though he's on Omen. And he's been very good at it.
Yeah. Very willing to take up and absorb a lot of space.
So it looks like Zekin is saving that money that you were talking about to go towards an op purchase. But they've still got enough to send it in this round.
Yep, clearing up towards the left side of the B side, but these anchor smokes are a pesky problem. But still sitting inside of it. Potential timing there, yeah. Zekin catches Koala while he was smoking. TP up towards the high ground.
He's out.
Still alive here. Drone gets a tag. Alim forced out of the fight for a few seconds. Critical for them, just spotting these players, body sticking out wide, dash forwards to try and buy a bit of space. Mazino, again, shots fired and straight into his gut, straight through the wall, but Aspas is laying claim to all of this space and more. Alim shuts him down, puts it to rest now. The damage done here. Players are weak as anything. Mazino on 24 half, he knows where Hardazine is, but no real way for him to play and win the rest of this round. He can do a bit of damage. That's all it'll be. Furia get themselves another one.
This one, though, getting very close.
Oh, yeah.
Zekin had a chance to win the round where he dropped into Alim's lap, but with 22 HP, Alim survives to win the clutch. That round would have been really difficult for Artisan with a single pull to take away at that point, but it's 4 in a row. And like we said, this round was just a half buy, with the purpose being Zekken saves enough money to get an operator into Aspas's hand. So next round is going to be the one to start paying attention to. Koala Noob's fired up though. They can tell that they've got a better rhythm, at least at the beginning of this map, than MIBR do.
Yeah.
Let's see if the Aspas op changes things.
Not taking it towards any of the extremities, instead towards mid.
Smoked off immediately, recon, double smokes in his face, can't do much here.
It's really tricky.
I mean, even with the drone, you're not going to peek out through the smokes. You're more just waiting them out. And they're not trying to fight them to drag util out of Furia. Furia can save so much util.
They are very concerned about the operator though. Drone to clear. Still leave some unknowns. Knife was being held there by Mazzino.
Well, now Nerve is one away from his ultimate. If he gets the plant, he'll have that online for post-plant. Still got double salvos.
Made a lot of noise though. We'll see if those guys are sidestepped. Aspas. It's the 1-for-1. Nerve was quick with the trade once more. Deep smoke. Dash yourself into it. Alam's looking to see if he can play a lot of this space. And that ult's going to be expended to roll out the carpet into the back of the site. Spam from Zekken. Well, not even spam. Well, that was a kill over towards B.
Yeah, over on B. And that's actually pretty big. I mean, now there's only one salvo available for this post-plant util. No pull. No Armageddon.
MIBR can look to try and speed things up. This is a forward hold though by Furia. All 3 players remaining. Deep onto the site this time.
They know they need to be the ones to make a play, Furia here.
Paranoia sweeps. No real connection. Time still ticking away. These kills need to go their way, but Koala Noob finally removed for that heaven angle. All accounted for. It's Nerve who puts a stop to it. 5 rounds in a row now for Furia.
Aggression in the post-plant. Furia instantly recognize they're the team at the disadvantage, even though they've got the spike down. They don't have that post-plant util to be able to play with. Players had already died. And big plays in advanced positions from Koala Noob and Nerve.
Nice! Jenny, you're him! Nice, Mike!
Nerve taking down 2 in a supportive position there, playing off the rest of his team's contact. Really clean. And that's the op gone, right? The MIBR had saved, scrimped, let the wallet dry just to be able to get an op into Aspas's hand, and it's gone like that.
And it's going to be a tough ask. I mean, listen, the money's already going to be dropping. Good luck trying to get another operator. You might be able to cook up a play in this timeout, but this is mainly going to be called for adjustments to be made in the general game plan, not necessarily for this round coming up.
Yeah, I think you just got to be fighting them earlier.
Yeah.
It's difficult, obviously. You're not going to be winning the early fights, probably, because Fury are just going to throw drones in your face and you're going to be forced to go backwards.
It's not just the drones as well, it's the double smokes. You saw how hard it was for Aspas to get anything done with that op when he had 2 smokes immediately in his face.
Yeah.
Top section of mid.
But the smokes can't do as much if you're fighting on the extremities of the map.
Sure.
So I think that's where they should be aiming to go towards. You know, challenge A main a little bit more. Don't allow them just to get it for free. You can put a smoke there, as they have done right here. You know, both stars being used on either side in A main. Means that MIBR could pop that one. And Fury are going to be forced to use util in order to get through it.
Mid completely open here. MIBR just hoping again for the gamble stack to pay off. Making it feel like this is an aggressive play over towards A. Flash and a dart. All picked up. It's an ult online. Alan steadily looking to take a lot of this space forwards, and what is that? Shorty!
Around the corner almost.
It just catches onto the back of the dome of Zekken.
Aspas was begging for that pathing to drop into his lap. He had a Bucky trained for it. And instead, landed on Zekken, who was fumbling around with his paranoia. Unfortunate scenes for MIBR. Because if you pick off Alim early like that, well then Verno's ultimate does actually become a difference maker. Once more though, Artisan's attack side calling, looking really nice here.
Yeah, slowing it down. Letting MIBR stew a little bit. They will be going into 2 of these players though. Tex and Aspas again will have their chance. Tex is revealed. Hinders while connects. It's a paranoia on top of it. Aspas is in a real dire position. Tex looking to relieve that pressure. Cloudburst forwards, and Aspas, knowing that he needs to get aggressive, tries to take that unorthodox timing. Shut down in the end though. The discipline reigning supreme here for Furia. Xeno and Verno. Tough task. Especially when you're not set up to succeed with the weapons or the armor.
And Nerves chasing forwards.
Wants that kill.
Yeah. And Verno denies it. Although he will give he'll give a point.
He gave it to
over.
Nerve anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's just because of prior damage done in the round. Maybe he wasn't keeping track of who'd actually done it. And if it was spammed through a smoke or something like that, he might not have known. But yeah, Nerve up 8-2, top of the scoreboard, about to build up towards his second Armageddon. And it's been clean sailing so far.
Yeah.
Furia have picked a map that they know they have an advantage in. It's the only map, actually, so far that MIBR have lost on. But we haven't seen a large enough sample size for that to be super valid. Every ult in the game for MIBR, bar 1 point from Texas, and Aspas with the op again, taking it towards mid again.
One suppressed.
Knife was saved. Latino here in that drone contact. He needs to be careful here. There's, well, second drone. Why not? Sending it. Convergent pass also going to be laid down. Zekken is in a very tight position. Can't anchor against that. It's rough going. No command. Emanates out, but a little bit too late to try and save the teammate. Mazzino trying to get himself and his teammates in, but they're just lining up and knocking them down.
Oh, this round's over again. This feels very much like the second half of Bind.
Yeah.
Where the attacking execs or the calling 2 just leaves the defenders in unwinnable 5v2 situations, and it's over. It's over in the blink of an eye. Zekken's bullied 2 rounds in a row, basically, on his B anchor position. Not given a smoke to play around from Tex. You know, or his own smoke, right? But in theory, I think Astra smokes are easier to deploy from the other side of the map for your own to play around. But it's just, he's just caught in the open against the Waylay ultimate, and it's cooked. Another situation where the operators disappeared.
Yeah.
A puff of smoke, like it never existed. Zero impact.
Not giving them any chances, I'm not giving them any ins. I've noticed something as well about Furia as a team. They saving these ultimates for a rainy day. Looking to see if they can take the guns away. There it is, okay. Barely at the end. But Furia are perfectly happy. Okay, we got an ult online. They're going to throw it into the next round.
Yeah.
They're going to try and cook up a play around it, not save it for the prime scenario. The best situation.
But at the same time, this was a great situation.
It was,
It's
right?
like you're winning the round where they've hard invested into the op.
I caught Zekken mid-jump with my ult. I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah, Zekken's feeling the pressure there.
He has looked better on maps where they've been able to put him on the duelist. As simple as that narrative is, it has played out as true.
Gives him more outs, the knives out, and immediately back down again.
That's his own. It's his own op.
Down, yeah.
They picked that one up off his body in the previous round, as far as I'm aware, and put a bullet in his chest. Blade Storm, 0 impact again.
Furia, very good reads in terms of what's going on. Crouched up, barely anything to work with. Kuala Noob's still a danger, though.
Kuala Noob, always a danger with the op in his hand.
Yeah, he is.
And the Outlaw purchase from EU. You know, reading the way that the economy was playing out, knowing that they would have 3 targets to be able to chip down on. One already hit the floor.
It's the little things that get piled up for Furia, which is making them a really good team right now. I mean, obviously leaning into their strengths, but they are one of the best teams, I think, at purchasing Outlaws to try and punish the team's economy.
Back in a flash.
For sure. I think their understanding of how important scopes are in the current meta, the op and the Outlaw, is
30
evident.
seconds left.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely evident. But also, these guys are grinders, right? They've taken a team that's only been formed recently and made them look really good.
Astounding stuff here. MIBR not down for the count just yet in a round like this. The darts overhead, the paranoia's even better. Alim pushed out of the fight for but a moment, but the time to strike was a little bit earlier. Nerve willing to supplement, help out. Augments the hold down. Alan will be dropped towards the end, but again, it's another round that has added up. The win is there for Furia.
They are pasting them at the moment. There's nothing that MIBR can do. We still haven't seen them go aggressive in these rounds, though.
Nope.
It's still just been... I mean, I guess this round they were trying to do something aggro in mid, but if they're doing something aggressive, it has always been down that middle lane of the map. They haven't once tried to really fight over B or A main, get somebody posted early. They're so worried about this drone, double drone comp. Furia cooking them at the moment. And a great response after they had a winnable map 1 that fell away.
Tap padding.
Try to save, bro!
Just playing for
They're getting fired up.
They are.
Why wouldn't you be? You're massive underdogs in this match.
You've kept that mentality in the back of their heads, really. Gives them an unreal amount of confidence here. That's a drone using a Hunter's Fury off the back of it. Verno, when he hears the drone, he was hoping to punish one of the users of it, but he doesn't get any tags whatsoever. Towards the back of the site, though. Okay, eventually cleaned up. Qualanu was there with a trade.
An opportunity there to stay and fight and play Verno in, but instead going backwards and trying to play for retake again.
Spike planted.
Drone gets the tag, sees where the plant position is. He's trying to play MIBR in here. It's a lot faster in terms of the pace of the playing, but as Util held out into everyone's hands, and he's just following these players out. Zekken just caught completely unaware. The trade is there by Mizzino. And he's out towards heaven. 3v3 though, and look at these ultimates in play. Fury have got a lot to use. Pull, salvos, Armageddon's waiting in the wings.
Double shock.
Deep reposition, it's an instant trade. There's the Armageddon, roll it all the way out. It is too much util to account for. Underhanded with the flash. Mizzino trying to force the issue. And they've done it.
Wow, they've done it.
They've done it.
Against all odds.
Wow.
The first round that MIBR put on the board to go 8-1. A wry smile from Mizzino. The flash and the jump peek around Cliff finally getting them one on the board. If they want all 4 remaining from this point, is it doable? I mean, only if they finally win a pistol as well. It is an attack-sided map, but just the sheer dominance so far from Furia is hard to overlook.
MIBR, I think, have found a bit of a key, which is pace.
Right here.
That retake was coming a lot faster.
It was.
Possibly because Aspas didn't have the operator.
Oh, here's a bit of aggression over towards B main.
TTP. Hold on. Timing here. Alam spotted it. Having just seen the tail end of the particles, so Zekken, party spoiled for him. Cosmic Divide now cuts up in your face.
Verno in the smoke.
Trying to pockets.
They're trying, they're challenging.
Anchor smoke. Bit of spam laying it down.
They're thinking about it.
Poking around. Oh my god. He's barely there. And okay, smoke's going to be fading. I think we had to retreat.
Spike planted.
Drone trying to get his team back in position here, but the salvos are going to be used early. This is making it uncomfortable. Both salvos, in fact, committed to no real avail. Nades flying forwards. Alam's barely alive. Shred of HP. MIBR applying the pressure evenly enough that it is pulling out those critical pieces of util, and the plant is not particularly ideal. Shock darts raining forwards, but these smokes are difficult to try and chew through, and Furia are making it real damn tough. Standard just text now. It's a 1v3. Needs to ISO these fights, but they are right on top of it. Furia leaving no stone unturned.
Back to that clinical play from Furia. MIBR tried something. At least they're going for something different there in that round. The TP aggressively. But Alan was very fast on the line, spotted Zekken instantly. Everything, oh wow, just a whiff of it.
The tiniest bit.
If you're taking a marginally later timing, Zekken may have gotten away with it. But every single thing that Zekken has tried to do in this game, he's been punished for.
Shit, boys! Come on!
And some of it is because he looks uncomfortable in these spots. But I mean, that one, I agree that you do have to try to fight them early, playing inside the smokes and around the smokes. Make them scrap for every inch. And thus far, MIBR giving it to him a little too freely.
This is interesting. TP. Potential timing, but the angle unaccounted for.
Again, Zekken getting punished. He's had a nightmare here on Omen.
He's putting everything on the line here. It's evened out by Aspas. Zeno. Okay. 2 players spotted. Not keen to go for that fight. Backs himself up steadily.
And over they rotate to collect themselves into A.
Texas giving up space over towards heaven. He's rotating and leaving the position here.
They'll hear the drone, but Texas still scampering away.
Yeah.
Okay, Knife just spotted 0 people on B, and so now MIBR can get into position.
Tag onto Alan. He tucked. He's worried about multiple angles here, but no one is home from MIBR. All just surrounding this one. A tap. Pulls forced out. They want to fight up into heaven as salvos to see if they can really just push them as a slight angle. Verno's able to sit into most of his team there. This could get real scrappy, and wow, I mean, Alan, the awareness is off the charts, but he will be dropped regardless. MIBR getting into it now. It's a rifle handed over. Mizzino, he's leading it. Rest of the pack right behind him. Rifles are going to be picked up as well. This is going to be looking like an aggro round. A bit more pace added on top here for MIBR.
Finding those opportunities to scrap, but also getting some value out of Aspas. 3 kills in this round.
Yeah.
2 with the op, holding angles really for the rest of his team to go and take an engagement, and then getting a punish on a Furia player that oversteps. Zeno with a clean one there too. A chance for a 9-3 half.
Wait, we can win the video game, dude. I won't.
You can if you put your mind to it. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they...
Anything's possible.
Zekken still believes. I think it's going to be really tough for them, even if they do get this. With how good Fury have been on pistol. What an entry! What a punish! They weren't ready for that kind of pace coming out from Allen. He was struggling really hard with the opening kills in map 1.
Kualanu going walkabouts too. Slipped past. The hold over towards there. Convergent pass offloaded over towards A. Hinder up into heaven. He's looking to connect this one. The Hunter's Fury has narrowly avoided a lot of this one here, and this is a game of timings. Oh, Tex spotted out. Kualanu takes his time with it though. While that was going on, the Heaven player cleaned up. The plant is now down, and once more, a similar problem. Retaking with the operator against all of this util. Aspas is going to find replacement gun, but taking it together now. Dash forwards into the smoke, clears up one section. And Fury are perfectly happy to sit back. Look at them all in main. Real vintage cringe Valorant that you can witness here at VCT Americas.
And why wouldn't you?
Yeah, too many things to deal with, I think. Pull's got to be dealt with, kills need to be claimed. Random spam does not save the day. Zekken's getting funny and cheeky with it. He's trying to go right, slipping behind. Plenty more players where that came from though, and Fury get up to 10. Abyss, much more in their control.
It's just such a clean attack half from Furia. Double drones never have to worry about anything going on. They can always maneuver away from Aspas every time he has the AWP. A mixture of tempos, some nice ult rounds. Absolutely clinical stuff. And now we're about to go into a pistol, and they've been winning every single one of them as well.
Unreal stuff from Furia. You'll be feeling real good about this one as well. Grand opportunity to seal this one up.
I'm goated. I'm goated. That shit was insane.
It's good to see the spirits are still high on the side of MIBR as well. And we can get a bit more insight as
this match between these two teams, because the experience could not be more different, could it?
Yeah.
I mean, both of these squads have completely opposite ways of building success for 2026. You got hidden talent on the side of Furia versus proven experience, big names from MIBR. But in the pistols, it's all been that hidden talent. The Furia dominance has been here, and Ardazine's hanging out with a shorty behind this smoke.
dash forwards, Aspas!
I'll have a bit of that, please.
Down again, under Hunter with a flash. Rosina wants to go fast. Lose, trying to take this one with that pace, and they were blind as anything. Ardazine and Nerve didn't stand a chance.
I think he rooted them as well. That's a new ability.
They did not know what was going on. And the kills claimed, collected, and goes back and forth. Kualanu has put himself into a 1v2. Those two picked up, trying to pick up the better weaponry, but a bullet to the back as a punishment. And with all that damage done, MIBR get a pistol round.
Finally. Finally they get a pistol. The first of 4 that we've seen in this match. And at the most important moment, I would argue as well for MIBR when you're down 10-2.
Yeah, but if you're going to come back.
The map is over if you don't win that one. And the comeback would still be very difficult. But it is an attack-sided map, and if they can get some kind of snowball rolling, maybe it could be possible, but they're going to need some excellent performances. Zekken's in his role here as the vibes guy for MIBR.
He's keeping the spirits up.
As soon as he goes over to Omen. But it's 3 proper rifles bought up here for MIBR. And 1 handed over.
Yeah, Fury not without their own ideas.
Yeah.
3 men in a trench coat. Just holding the midline.
3 toddlers in a trench coat trying to get into a club.
I'm hoping, praying that somebody will walk into that one.
It doesn't look like anyone's going to bite on it.
No.
It would be Zekken if it was any of them, but I don't think he's looking to take that fight.
Walking all the way up. Mazzino trying to ensure that a lot of this is cleared. A bit of noise. Sound cues made down into the back. Not broken. Clears all the way forwards here in the tap. Mazzino very aware and quite scared of the fact that they could be lurking up.
Spike planted.
The plan will go down with no problems. Next layer of this is really MIBR making sure that they don't lose any of the rifles they've invested.
Well, and also, you don't want to give Mazzino the ultimate, do you? He's 2 away.
That'd be a problem.
You've already given him an opportunity to get an ult up, to get a plant in this round, because you haven't just thrown yourself into the abyss.
A lot of players, a lot of targets. Let's see what Tex can do from a spot like this. He is noted. Yuto's flying up and overhead. Zekin looking to supplement, help it all the way out. It's 2 drop down. We need to reclaim this rifle fast. Onto the flank, making sure to plug up the gaps. Onto the guns. What's happened there at the end?
Yeah,
Did they pick up the guns?
Yeah. They were throwing the guns to their teammates so that they could make sure they kept all 3 of them into the next round. So it did come down to the last seconds, though, to be honest. We just pivoted away and they were juggling guns around in spawn. But they got them.
There they did. 3 rifles into the next. That means 2 players. Tex and Mazzino, I believe, as well. So you can invest for whoever didn't buy the guns, essentially. And now you've got a very solid bonus round for MIBR.
But one where Mazzino probably won't have an ult to be able to play with here. And I think that should have been a priority for MIBR when there were so many free kills available. Null command here would have been real useful, and there he goes. I mean, he just hits the deck instantly.
Okay.
Goodbye.
Artisan. It's purely taking an instinctual timing there. Just shots through into the smoke. There's a lot of util in your face. Nearsighted, though. Asserts and dominates himself into that smoke position.
They don't know Aspas is up this team.
No, they don't, but it's still going to be handled regardless. It's Artisan again. Artisan! This guy playing lights out. He hasn't stopped, really. All of Kickoff. Just the shoulder spotted onto Verno. Keeping this one controlled together. You can't be giving any chances to get back in.
no way!
Artisan with the ace. Round 15. Furia, one step closer now to potentially locking up this map.
Painting a masterpiece there on the defense side, Artsy. What an ace to be able to pull out. You're right that he's been performing really well so far in Kickoff. He actually had a really rough start to this match, though, on Bind, and I was hoping, praying that we weren't going to get a rough performance for him in a big game.
Nah, bro, I'm too good at anchoring, bro. Get the fuck out of...
Whoa!
He's got words for him.
There's some bite to it, too.
Well, yeah, it makes sense. I mean, he's got more of a personal connection to this match, too.
Yeah, of course. Playing against former teammates.
That he had a lot of success with.
Yeah, former team, too.
They have undergone a lot of changes, but as you said, with MIBR making a lot of shifts for this year, Hadazine may have thought that he was going to be on the outside looking in for VCT. Some of us, plenty of these players might have thought that.
I think that's an identity that Fury have just ran with, really. A mixture of these players that either grinding for a chance or given that second lease of life in the league.
But they're doing such a good job with this opportunity that's been given to them.
It's a powerful motivator.
Certainly seems to be.
Yeah.
Well, Tex is over here exploring towards B, got himself into a fairly deep position, and is now calling the rest of MIBR back into him. Artisan was tucked into a smoke early. And he's got stars scattered all around him to be able to play in and inside. So it should be harder for MIBR to take all of this space.
30 seconds left.
That's in. No command online, so immediately pops the smoke. Wants to still try and hold this one down, but without the rest of the util to account for.
He's talking about how good his anchoring was, but you can't anchor without those smokes in play.
No, exactly. No command does the job.
Planted.
MIBR can firmly settle themselves now into these 4 positions. Aspas up towards heaven. Looking to try and peek off the back of this drone timing. Yep, so he hears it coming. Knew he was going to get cleared. Wanted to get ahead of it. Works out in his favor. Alim finds one, but he needed a few more where that came from. And it looks like Fury are not playing for it. The long con called for.
Really, choosing to take a save in this situation is actually pretty unusual, I think. You do want to be doing damage here to the MIBR economy, right? They're the ones whose eco is on a bit of an edge. And Furia, I mean, Furia, there's only one player that wouldn't be able to buy into the next round anyway.
Yeah.
I think going at least prodding a little bit in that situation Feels better to me, but all right, they're taking the safer approach with a 6-round lead. Just hoping that they can get up to some big ults at some point or have a big solo round from someone and the map will be over. That was the null command round. So, you know, you could put that over to one side if you're thinking about it from Artisan's perspective as the IGL. All right, well, they don't have that to work with for quite some time. So I'll be able to anchor the site more effectively. We won't have to worry about that. GG go next.
Alan. Track popped off and he hits the jump. Nails it, 10 out of 10. Deep Knife, not sure if that was going to get the tag onto Koala Noob.
It did.
Recall. Koala Noob's position here, will be able to exit. Sell his abilities, but Mazzino just caught towards the end then. Al's not going to do much, not when there's full armor in play. Aspas dropped down to 10 HP, shocked out, rebounds. No kill claimed, out towards the door. Zekin looking to see if he can strike right where it hurts, and the timing is perfect on it. All that pressure, making sure to ping pong off of each other's players.
That's a nice A heaven crunch there. And Tex is just playing this chill back spot. Pretty similar to when he was playing the Cypher as well. Just controls the mid lane of the map. Always has that pull available for the post plant. Can throw down util for his teammates over towards A. But getting Zekin a bit more involved in these rounds and putting him in good situations like that where he can play the backstab to the rest of MIBR coming through A main is going to be critical, I think, to making this comeback a reality. I'd be slightly worried if I was Furia here. I think the nerves should start creeping in. If not around now, if you lose the next rifle round for sure.
I hard agree.
Just because of how Bind went. Bind was, they were 8-5 up. Yeah, it's not as dominant as this. I'm not saying that. But they were not in any of the second half on map 1. And if that happens to you twice in a row, your chances of getting mentally checked out of the series are really high.
Yeah, a lot of pro players talk about it when you get to...
We get to reunite with Fraud, Gene. We get to reunite.
They're talking about the tag timeout
was taken.
It's happened.
Consistently, pros will tell you that when you get up to 11, that next round, that 12th one, the 13th is often the hardest one to overcome.
Especially against a team like MIBR, I'd imagine.
They're not going to give up. They're not going to make more risky plays to try and get back into it. They're always going to play like they are in the driving seat.
Early mid pressure, just trying to pull any stack that is on A or B and spread it out a little more. Make the site easier to hit eventually when Verno calls which direction they want to go in. And you can see that it has done that. There was a 3-player stack over on the A site that looked a little bit dangerous, and now it's had to spread out a bit, cover these gaps. And Zekin's been inserted into Vent again.
Take flight.
EU recognizing that, so drone usage, yeah, it gets the clearance. I mean, the acknowledgement is what he was looking for, but Zekin breaking it. They don't know how many players are actually lurking there.
Does make it feel like it's going to finish A.
Yes.
But they're not reading into that.
Zekin feeling like he could get pressured at any moment. I mean, his head's on a bloody swivel. 180s after 180s. The rest of his team is in, though. Noise pressure's made, and the call is made by Furia to re-clear. Good protocols from them. It's a rifle picked up.
Shutting them down.
This time not letting Zekin jump onto the timings that his team was creating with the pressure.
Koala Noob with a rifle.
Has he heard something? Potentially. He looks like he was lying in wait there. I think he knew that something was up, and now the TP to regroup. Back over towards the rest of his team. Samo's going to be utilized to clear most of the way. Cosmic Divide cuts it up, dissecting the site, and the spike is way out to the open. MIBR, they make a call to try and fight forwards.
He's on for the ace.
But straight into the open arms of Koala Noob, and he wants that ace. 8 bullets remaining, Artisan with a stick. There's no danger lying here. Fully sticking this one. Safety in numbers, and the ace, yeah, okay, denied, but I don't think Koala Noob cares. The energy is sky high right now for this guy, because they are on the verge of making it even.
What a thrifty to pull out of absolutely nowhere. I do like this protocol, like you were saying. Clearing Zekin is great. But then Koala Noob just picks up Tex on the flank, and suddenly, whole round is in danger.
I'm fucking different, baby! Fucking different!
He really is, though.
Yeah, man. I mean,
dude, he's 20 and 12.
Get the hell out of here.
And that's while playing Omen. I mean, the Omen gap right now between him and Zekin is palpable. You didn't think you'd be seeing that?
No.
In America's Kickoff, even with Zekin swapping roles.
Now all it's going to take is just the one round for Fury.
And the snowball that I was worried about with Mazino's ultimate, I mean, it's online, but also, does it matter now when they have to win 6 in a row without that extra buffer? If MIBR had taken the previous round, then maybe Fury would be in some danger, but now they're feeling like they've got their legs back underneath them again.
Yeah.
They're waiting for Zekken. They know that he's been trying to take this timing before, and Tex, with his opponent inside a smoke, doesn't quite spot EU there.
All grouping up. MIBR, they have to be perfect from here on out. 6 rounds in a row. It's got to start here.
Does Ardazine change up how he plays against an Null Command? Previously, he just used a recall smoke. He didn't actually pop an anchor smoke for himself on B against Mazino's ult.
Nov has some util
left.
primed. Salvo's off the drone. They hear it. Verno's going to be taking a whole lot of damage. But Mazino's off the map! He's off the bloody map! What happened there? Trying to avoid the salvos, I think, inside that smoke. Mazino just lost in the chaos of the situation, but Furia, this is it. A killing blow that they were waiting for. And Tex and Aspas will do their best to try and fight their way through it, and they have earned themselves a bit of respite. The time is of the essence. Time is of the essence. EU is getting scrappy. All that damage done. My God, man. MIBR found themselves a window. But you got to keep it going. You got to keep it controlled, smooth, clean as anything. And this is getting hectic. This is getting Larry. Somehow they find a way past it all.
This match so far has been calm and controlled. One team has been putting down a stranglehold on the map, but we've flipped back and forth. This is the first round where we've seen actual chaos. Where's he going?
Salvos. He's trying to play on the ledge to avoid the salvos.
Yeah.
There's a tiny gap there that he was trying to find, and he just jumped off the map.
He just leapt off the map.
What happened to my boy Mazino? I went off the map.
If you're Mazino in that moment, you've got to be looking at the rest of the round, praying that your team manages to win.
Yeah, that's tough. But they find a way through.
I mean, and now they've actually got the null command for this one, which could break the economy of Furia. Maybe it was a 5-head play.
Yeah, what, do you think it's intentional? I don't think so, man.
It looked intentional. I'd report my teammate intentionally for doing that. No, Mazino, though, has actually got himself a rare opportunity to just rip null command in this round, and it would be a tough situation for Fury to deal with.
It's a nightmare trying to get these drones and get a bit of value on the attack side when you've got salvos constantly waiting.
Making an audio cue backing up as they get ready to B split. Is EU's head gonna turn as MIBR commit? No, in fact, actually, Aspas leading with the Outlaw. I thought this was going to be the backstab play.
There's 40 seconds left. What is the play? Everybody's grouping up towards B main as well. Slow and steady up through mid, but smokes are now going to be dropped down. This is going to be spelling it all out. No command forwards. Timing here of all that pressure. And EU, he just turns his attention towards it, and they've let Aspas in. Slip the net, knife forwards. That's a good flash. Ardazine, blind as anything, and Aspas activating from the back. Mazino alongside him.
Beautifully coordinated round from MIBR. You could see it cooking from way earlier. Verno holds the back whilst drilling out what he wants the rest of the troops to do. And MIBR get up to another. The null command pressure just, it has to turn your attention.
Yeah.
EU is the sole player guarding B-Link, but he really is required on site there to try to help his teammates out. And both avenues ended up falling. The economy is now in a dreadful situation. Koala Noob, with only a bulldog to his name, might be able to get a rifle.
Love that gun.
Can he live, though?
Yeah, that's the question.
And even if he can, they're not going to have a goodbye. We were talking about Fury getting their feet underneath them after winning the previous Thrifty. But it's right back to being ripped out. 4 rounds in a row needed for MIBR, but this next one,
they're emoting on him.
Should be a bit free.
They're emoting on him, Josh.
Well, the vibes have always sounded good whenever we've listened to them on the MIBR side.
Been talking about it. That's the danger of a team like this.
Hey!
Even when they're down rounds, they still believe that they can drag it back and bring it back.
Okay, Thrifty coming up. Pretty similar buy to how Fury had turned it previously. That time, it was Koala Noob with the Phantom. Here it's EU with a Vandal. Aspas pulls out the Outlaw again. I mean, he's keeping track of the economy too.
Yeah.
He's going for a lot of these Outlaw buys. Was doing it against NRG. Doing it now against Furia too, trying to punish him on rounds like this.
Go on walkabouts. Bit of a read here that there's not really a hard hold from Furia in mid. Especially the prior round where Aspas was able to walk all the way up.
I think he's allowed to go walkabouts too because everybody on his team has full armor. So even if he drops the Outlaw, it's not a mission failure.
Yeah.
As long as he grabs info about where the stack is and he's leading his team into B.
Concealment.
Just a one star. Popped off now. Artin. Just the Sheriff to play with. The drone not dealt with. This is going to be clearing a large area of this site. Zekan's there. Rifle was exchanged for the Outlaw. Aspas with that gun in his hands. Timing. Hold on. Composure. Artin pulls it back from the brink. And just like that, turns it on its head. It's a 3v3. There's danger now in this round. The plan was denied. It's all now onto MIBR. They're the ones who have to find this! And instead it's Furia picking them apart at the seams. The round is unraveling before your eyes, and Abyss looking so damn likely to go their way. There it is. Flourish at the end, 13-8. Furia drag it 1-1.
Well, that map could have got difficult, but Furia find 2 thrifty rounds that even Fraud was talking about. We've only won 1 out of 4 of those. We need to start off on a better foot, is what he said. Well, here they're bringing in 3 Sheriffs, MIBR, against a team that's winning 70% of their pistols across Kickoff.
It's been working for Lev.
It certainly has. Not going to work for Verno.
Nope, trying to hold that one down with the Bandit too.
Goodbye, good night.
Okay.
Bandit's such a nice buy for the Neon, actually, because you still have those 200 credits to buy the stun.
Yeah, quite an all-in investment into the Sheriff.
Instantly slowed things down as well, expecting MIBR to over-rotate to A.
Yeah.
You normally have 2, maybe even 3 players, depending on the A site. When the attackers are going to take A control like this away from you. Breaking the turret here would be important to pull that stack off of A. But I don't think Koala Noob wants to commit to that.
No.
It would take too many shots with the Classic, too high of a chance of him going down, and then you've got no smokes for the exec.
Actually, quiet for now.
Yeah, they're going back over in this direction.
I think they were hoping for a re-clear over towards A. They were holding a lot of players at Anti. Off that kill from Verno, but... Oh, Anti's not even needed. There's no flashes in this comp. What am I talking about? Point still there over towards Garage. It's Texu's tested. Gets his kill, gets the hell out, and off the back of the turret contact. I'm seeing him a lot of bodies and a lot of potential for it to go wrong. Furia, though, still punching back. Mazzino gone. Taken out. There's 17 seconds left.
You have to end B here.
Yeah.
And that's dangerous. The A rotate could have come in and filled this gap, but second match we spawn.
Anderson, he hears all of that sound pressure now, and they're going to start to see if they can flood in, because again, time pressure. Plan needs to go down with no problems, but it's all cleaned up. Stalwood, when it comes to that post-plan defense.
And another pistol on the board for Furia. They're just unstoppable in these rounds.
Yeah. And
it helps that they got the opening pick too. Allen with an enormous one, coming through with the Bandit, removing one of those Sheriff players instantly. And I wanted to just chat about these first duels a little bit, because when you look at both of these teams, of course they've been doing well in the tournament so far. They're both winning between 57 and 58% of their first fight, which is crazy high. But that has to give in this game. Like, one of these teams has to be losing out in the first duel department, but they've gone back and forth across map 1 and map 2. And it was actually Allen who was having a really rough beginning on Bayern. He went 2 and 6 in those opening fights, but picked it back up for Abyss. So I think a lot of it comes down to how comfortable you feel on the map. Because clearly they had a lot of better theory there for map 2 compared to map 1.
Spotted it. Okay, that's it. Looking to dissuade them from breaking it. It's a lot of damage done. No clear indicator though that he had a stack of bodies over there.
They may well be going into the stack here, expecting MIBR perhaps to spread out. They don't have the spike either.
No.
Can't really go for that fast B plan.
Zekken, close quarters. Classic right pick could do some work.
This looks so dangerous.
Definitely does, especially these players need to be quick with it. Alim straight in there. Got the rifle, yes, they were weak players on the eco buy. No armor
Remaining.
to push them back, but that is good stuff from Alim.
No, that's phenomenal.
Carves out a path.
He just relieved the pressure instantly. Any of those three players over towards Garage could have won the round for MIBR.
It is done.
And instead, he sprayed them down, gets the trade through. Adesin jumping in, playing selflessly like he did to play in Aspas when he played on MIBR, and here, playing in Alan with the slide and the spray down. And Alan's been a great addition to the Furious squad.
Yeah, he has. We were talking about it earlier as a player without, too much tenure. He's had this explosive burst out onto the scene, essentially.
And I thought when he was playing in Tier 2, he might struggle a little bit because he was all in terms of the way that he played the duelist, but he's found a team that likes playing double duelist comps and also likes supporting him when he's playing the solo duelist to go and get those big entries and fearlessly take space.
Yeah, right time to get the most out of it.
But he knows when not to send it like there through an orb.
Dangerous, hold on, game of time. X-Tex has barely found it! And more! Where that came from. Lovely transfer. Gets one more, why not? For the troubles, he's buying time and space now for the rest of his team to completely collapse upon the C pressure.
That's an incredibly clean anti-bonus, and I don't know how Tex has managed that one. He took
insane.
a timing, and it was like his mouse was aimed in completely the wrong direction, and he still comes away with 3. Look at this. He kind of,
wow.
His first bullet goes into the wall about a mile away from Koalan. But his ability to reset and still get the spray down.
I might be shroud.
Yeah, playing like that, maybe.
Shroud in disguise. It was a bonus round where there was 5 rifles available for Fury as well. They would have wanted to do way more damage than that. And MIBR come out and do an A-lobby crunch, trying to make it clear that Fury cannot lurk behind that Viper wall.
Somewhat close. Doesn't matter that was calmed out. Just chasing Alim.
I'm out of here.
Biting at the heels. He hears a drone. Alan was tempted, I think, to try and jump onto the chance to punish. Didn't know if Verno had a few more players ready to help him out here. Quality with the plant. Snake bite. Shock darts flying forwards, getting tanked across the board. There's a lot of damage done, but the plant still goes down without too many more problems.
It's the garage control right now that I'm paying attention to. It's Tex here again. He walked on water in the previous round, but now might have Alan going for that re-wrap.
Trying not to overplay his hand. He's not looking in the direction of Garage, but it is being watched ever so slightly. Diffuser's tap, trying to pull out layers of the util. Artsin shuts down the first part of it. With Tex out of the picture now, there's not too much more of a threat coming. And time ticking, MIBR looking like they're already scurrying away, forced to evacuate out of that fight.
Clinical round from Furia.
Yeah.
They're in instantly, recognize that there's an open B site.
Gun here.
Plank comes down. Easy peasy. No opportunity for MIBR to take that, and also not really hard committing to the retake too. Normally when you're playing B retake in those spots, you want to be putting enormous pressure by pushing down mid. And MIBR were much more, they were doing a little bit of poking and prodding, but when they didn't find the picks, they just fall back.
Yeah, this was a bit of a problem on Abyss. It's more of a problem about how big it is. Furious Comp trying to play into the post plan with a util. It wasn't getting forced out of them early. Keep an eye on it. We'll see if it keeps continuing as a trend in Hayden.
There's certainly going to be hard defending on A and C.
Yeah.
That almost every team is going to be doing that. You play them for retakes sometimes. I'm looking to get a punish on Verno again, similar to the pistol, but Verno dodges away.
They just walk back up as well. They don't make any sound cues. They take the initial space. Now looking to jump onto the chance, but Aspas is waiting for that. Still traded though, EU. He was on top of it.
Yeah, he's very sharp with it. And remember that they have not been put off by the fact that MIBR did that A-lobby crunch. And Fury are happy to go and refight this area.
Tron might get hurt.
Toxin screen down.
Gets avoided.
Yeah, Fury were playing tucked. Tight to the corners. Dart broken though, that will signal that there are still players. Or at least maybe one over towards A.
But Ardazine is still calling for an A finish here.
Yeah.
And this is now pressure back into Zekken. He was actually really rough in terms of how he was defending on Abyss.
Oh, drone doesn't clear Zekken. He's got his high ground perch. Let's see what he can do from this spot. There's 40 seconds remaining. Dart. Orb sailing overhead. It signals it all. This is going to be landing over towards it. That time reveals on the second, and now the Hunter's Fury. Hold on, he has to TP to get out of there. TP's on TP. Squalanoob has found himself into the one-way, but this could still come down to that raw individualism. The wall is up in their faces. That is putting a pause into the step of Furia.
Kickoff smoke's going to run out.
It's running out now, and here it is. Kills are starting to collect up into the feed, but Mizzino ready for it all onto that high ground over towards heaven. It's traded by Kickoff, but he's just one man. And the spike way out into the middle of nowhere. Barely any time left. He's going to have to commit to this one, but he knows he has to try and play to his outs. And MIBR know exactly what they have to do. Zekken pressures, pushes the plant. Tex could play safe.
That is a really unconventional round from both sides. Zekken's playing it on top of the box. He doesn't throw a sight smoke like you would usually see for these defenders. Instead, he just smokes off, I think it was A long that he smoked. And Kickoff getting himself on top of default there is also very odd. It was a slow approach from both sides. Kickoff not getting what he needed to be able to commit. But we're still into a rifle round, and Aspas picks up the AWP for the first time.
I'm out of here.
If he goes for an early peek, might get more than he's ready for.
There's a lot of players waiting. Slightest of angles. Sidestep that stun as well. That's Alim quick trying to and attempted to punish. Wall up. There's a dart to supplement, but Zekken is getting drilled right now. This guy can't stand up to all that pressure, but a shorty, my God! Stands his ground and pushes back against it.
They've still lost a bit of garage control. MIBR might be looking to retake or re-clear that area as Furia move into a potential B plant. The B post plants have been good so far.
Definitely halves still. This is Zekken again. Inserts himself into the conversation. Quick to take up the space as soon as the turret was broken. Nerve gone walkabouts, but caught by the alarm bot. There's a level of awareness, of course, here for MIBR, and the aim is just aiming true, essentially. Forcing the save out of Furia. No longer a round you can play into. It will be 3-3.
Furia had a clear idea of trying to increase the tempo here in the opposite direction to try to catch off an Oppa. Right? They've been going mostly for A-lobby control on their attack sides. And now that they look at the economy, they see that Aspas can buy an Op, they do something very fast-paced through Garage instead. So you're either going away from the Op if Aspas brought it to A, or you're going into the Op with a lot of stuns and recons and stuff that Aspas is going to find it hard to deal with. But Zekken's control over towards Garage window gets them the opener pick. And suddenly that threat of a fast round is neutralized. When you're playing solo duelist like that, if Alim goes down,
10 seconds left.
A lot of the tempo disappears as well.
I gotta say, for Zekken as well, for a player, you know, he was looking quite uncomfortable when he was trying to play Omen on Abyss.
He did,
He was getting caught a lot with a util out of his hands, and this game he's made some serious adjustments. He's playing fast. He's trying to take timings in the little in-between moments where Furia aren't expecting it.
Well, that's one of the changes that we probably should have talked about a little bit more on Abyss, because he used to play Astra there too, as far as I can remember. So, you know, in theory, you're getting him on a more active role. He did struggle to find his moments to get active.
I have a lot of gold coins. Keep as many coins as you can. Yeah.
That's the other game. Yeah, they're playing something different, I think.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
They're out here multitasking.
Yeah, apparently. Faker alt-tabbing. League on one screen. OC on the other. Valorant on another one. Aspas does reveal that AWP, but breaking the drone. The turret was broken a little bit earlier as well, putting a lot of pressure onto Fury. They still want to look towards that mid-default to try and clear potential util.
I think when you hear the turret over towards B, well, I mean, now he's got the... I think that should have shown up on minimap that Aspas is here holding this line with the AWP.
Yeah. It's a good peek, actually. Get some information, because they were wondering where Aspas would reposition to. Zeno, re-clear. Stun is good. Kickoff down.
Oh, that's the spike as well.
And out. Spike drop down into pocket. Nerve holding his nerve. And with that bucky, hold on, you gave it a perfect play. The smoke to weave his way into. Out towards the back of the site. That pressure applied. And Aspas forced to give up a lot of that space.
They've got lockdown here to play for the retake. So MIBR not too worried about giving up all of this space, but it's going to be a straight-up 4v4.
Yeah.
And Nerve got the upgrade, didn't he?
He definitely did. Alim looking to try and take a timing past this one. He will be going down with a ship. It was watched for there. MIBR not willing to overextend the tail end of the lockdown. That's a lot of info. I believe potentially 3 players spotted. Aspas Now knows it. Smokes propped up. Nano Swarm at least broken. A lot of damage done. EU being softened up here. Just barely an elbow. Sticking out. That's all Aspas really needs. And Tex, he can follow through the most. A stick onto it. This is Zekken with full confidence in the rest of his team to handle the scenario.
MIBR put together a retake in that situation that really relied on the lockdown being in play. And Aspas is holding those passive angles for the other players with the rifles to step up. But MIBR willing to go and throw in a play like that too. The re-clear down towards long was a potential way they could have closed the round out very early. I think so far Fury have shown that they do have ideas of being able to get around the Aspas op. But it's still causing them a couple of troubles. This is now 3 rounds in a row that Fury have not been able to get into easy post-plant scenarios. Just a small desk issue here.
Yeah, so it should be fixed. Josh, get down there.
Well, it gives me time to... Aspas's legacy is of getting every single team deep at champs.
He himself looking to round out the cabinet with more trophies, I think.
Definitely.
Secure up that legacy.
This year is definitely a trophy-winning year for Aspas. I think it would be an underachievement if they didn't come away with at least one.
On poking, prodding, and fast going is the round. That's a deep TP up and towards heaven. That's going to be spotted. Cancelled or broken. Either way. Up towards that A space. Aspas had a really hard shot to hit, and he tried to get awkward with it. Do respect it. Dashing straight back into Allen with the shorty in hand. Potential trying to go his way.
Going for the Dambi movement.
Yeah. Now the difficulties will mount. Hold on, as I say that. Doing a good job with his util. Long-range artillery. Denies the plant for a moment in this game of timings. Koalanu was on top of it. Aim well trained onto the angle. Verno looking to see if he can isolate some of these fights, but Alem has got this one entirely locked down. The pit to try and peel your way out of this one. Again, just shut down in a blink of an eye.
I feel crazy for saying this, but I think the op in Aspas's hands has actually been a detriment today.
Yeah.
I feel like whenever I'm seeing Aspas pick up an op, they're either getting themselves into retake scenarios where they can't properly go for it, or, you know, a round like this.
I mean, a shot whistles past the ear, doesn't it?
But also, what are you supposed to do in that situation? Yeah. How are you hitting that?
How do you deal with it?
I mean, you're going to hit it some percentage of the time, but it's not going to be consistent. And because they've got Aspas on that line on A, they don't have a stack behind him to be able to properly handle what Fury have got going for them.
The operator's in play again, and again the same game plan by Furia. They are just sending it flying forwards over towards B. See if they can pull out bits and pieces of the util. DTP up towards into that one way. This time hard committing into plan. Zekken! Fully aware. He knows the positions these players will like to play. Instinctual, really. One hell of a read. Alem now matters into his own hands. Yeah, just flicks towards it with Tex dismissed. Zekken. Team TP, and he is behind enemy lines. We're looking to regroup with Mazzino. Oscar won't hit. Reveals the spot that they're potentially in. Overdrive now going to be active into his hands, and Mazzino, from that one, all attention being pulled and peeled away. They're able to just make sure that they can clean and mop up the rest of the round.
Very controlled play against the pit there. Yeah, they had a big player advantage, but the way that they just control every space on the outside of the pit, and then as they go into it, the stun and the clear into Cubby, really nice. That smoke is a good one that Koalanoom's playing inside of, but Zekken is all over it. He knows exactly where the attacking omen is going to be in that spot. So if you ignore the fact that Fury managed to pick up the pistol and the follow-up, this has pretty much been heavy one-sided to MIBR in defense.
100% leaning their way, and again, Furia are looking towards mid. So the coverage looks like there's an operator on the one side. He can only get the 1-for-1 yet. Too many players to account for.
Dude, I'm surprised he got the one. What was that flick?
Nasty.
He had to rotate from looking headshot box to window.
Yeah. Many players, I think, push into that spot. Not going to be even to get the one.
So a bit of a B feint here into a garage take. I think they might have been looking for the lockdown to finish C, but got denied that space. And now Ardazine's got to reset. 4v4, you both lost your neons. Even though Aspas had the op, I think that is probably better for the defenders. Allen can't just leap in and take space.
Yeah, you are right. Verno's got a very hard task ahead of him, though. His position, he's essentially the sole anchor now being rejoined up by Zekken, so that's going to ease some of the pressure, but with the Viper Wall, you don't know if they've looked up a long or a short. Just ahead, spotted out there. Paranoia now is going to be sent flying forwards with that snakebite on top of it. Zekken, that's a 140. Unfortunate not to get it, but a cleanup is there. In time, lockdown now, in play. It's going to be pushing the MIBR players way out of the picture. A couple of stray bullets, you might just be able to get lucky, not quite skipping around, and that's entertainment. Verno, that's not happy about that, yeah.
No, you can see it in his face there. Wanted to try to get back into this probably quickly with this over ult. Yeah,
try and set his team up to see if they can get themselves in before Fury really set up for success. Snakebite, it's going to ricochet back, clear a portion of default. The post-plant positions are clean. Turret catches the one. Just jiggling, it comes down to the way that these fights end up shaking out. Verno dropped. Tech's looking around, wondering where the next fight was to be taken. Sadazine, though, closing it out. Mazzino might be able to get a one. Oh, just hopping away from him. Instant answer back, though, from Furia.
Yeah, and a smart way of playing the round, too. They got themselves contacted up behind the Viper ultimate. And they're reading into the state of the ults, right? They know that Verno has a Hunter's Fury to deny the lockdown. So that's why they're taking an early timing off the lockdown to get into the site. Because they're thinking, well, Verno has to drop off in order to overult this. Verno actually stays and fights. But then, you know, the lockdown is still going to give you the site no matter what if this overult isn't used. So Adazine is still calling really nicely around this ult situation. Verno, the silver line into that is that he gets to keep the ultimate.
Sure.
And that could be used to deny the plant in the future. They've still got 2 rounds to play for here. But Fury are scrapping. Yeah, scrapping.
Definitely on board with fighting altogether.
They've gone for an A lobby crunch one time. I think it might have been a nice idea to throw another one in at some point in this half. Fury are definitely taking A pretty freely, and Verno's not even using the drone to re-clear. You know, he's just accepting they're gonna finish A sometimes into us.
At least has some support. Second by his side again. It's very similar setup that we've seen before. Walking up though.
Take flight.
Verno jiggling. Here's a drone. He knows they're way up close here. The shock dart rebound to deny the drone a bit of that space. Zekken has got to be the one to help him out. The dart not cleared. Zekken's going to be tagged up here, and he is in the danger. Very dangerous position indeed. Verno trying to insert himself again, anchoring towards the back of the side. The slightest of gaps to play, at least with Mazzino. Finds it. Perfect line there, but a 3v3 and still retaking with the operator, but eventually changing hands. Aspas now with that rifle. But look at how difficult it is just to try and play the retake.
And they're basically being forced to play retake in all of these rounds. They never have enough players on the A side because they don't have info early enough.
No. Wall up, it's going to go down soon enough. Bits and pieces of spray and spam, a couple of bullets though with Mazzino as weak as they were. There's still chances potentially, but not accounting for the corner that Nerve has just inserted himself in.
There's a giant gap in MIBR's defense over towards A. And Arnstein has figured it out. They are heading towards Verno's direction consistently and finding themselves a fairly easy A site with only 2 defenders.
Yeah.
No sight smoke used from Zekken, no Viper orb here either. Just a Viper wall that you have to try to defend, and you know, a single recon breaks it open.
Yeah.
Let's choke them.
Verno's also being forced to play on site when he has a Solver ultimate that would be useful for him to be able to support other people. Here's more of that lobby crunch.
Okay.
And Zekken's a bit lucky to get the trade, maybe. That almost looked like a collab.
Poison orb emitting.
Bullet sent flying forwards. Mazzino just trying to really make them pay, I think. Takes a lot of damage in the process.
The adaptation from MIBR is better, though. Getting Zekken tucked up on this close lobby position at least gives you good info that you don't need to be hard playing A. Yeah. Once Verno drones this, he can start rotating off until Zekken hears something.
Toxin screen down. I have the spike.
Just seeing Nerve. Spike's handed over. Deep dart, Adam eager to take a lot of this space now over towards the B site to wall to give them a bit more safety, but no accounting for Mazzino. Again, he finds that timing. Trying to play a bit faster.
Yeah, with Koala Noob dead, there's no smoke.
Overdrive's popped, but Alam's keeping a gun out, and he's keeping it cool, calm, collected again. That does Fury. Tap to try and pull this one out. This is Fury looking quite controlled, but a shot in the dark eventually finds the mark. Okay, Verno with that one. Hunter's Fury goes both ways, though, and that's damage done. It could be dangerous. Tex doesn't have the rifle, but the damage, surely there it is. Enough for the cleanup. 6-6, MIBR. Draw it level.
Both teams making those adjustments. Both teams being able to respond with those first kills. And both teams playing decently on a map that we haven't seen from either of them. Mirrored compositions and exactly dead even at the half. But if anything, MIBR have actually been the team to wake up more in the second halves of these maps.
Yeah.
So far, we've seen Furia in control at the halftime. This, a little more wobbly.
Potential tipping point here in the series. We are right in the middle point. You don't want to go anywhere. You don't want to miss the rest of this.
New names going up to play at the global events as well.
That's what the sport's all about. Making the unexpected happen here. Pistol round have been playing close attention to. Furia, it's where a lot of their strengths have lied, and this is a crossfire setup into B. Drone has to be broken here. I think they heard that Alan fired a couple of shots, maybe.
Yeah, I think they know that there was at least two. It's really common on the pistol to have a B stack going on. So that, I think, was never really MIBR's full commitment. They're looking to disrupt the B stack a little bit, spread out the defenders, and then go back into A. You does not get punished.
He's desperate to get that mid-run information. When the wall is up, it's so damn difficult, but bodies are here. Reinforcements arriving.
A much more standard defensive setup for Haven.
Yeah, it's the anchor smoke, the orb. He's propped up now with that paranoia goes forwards, but there's no one jumping. Chance to really capitalize off of it. They're waiting for the timing, hoping that the smokes will dissipate, and now looking to see if they can go, but it's replaced by the Omen smoke, and again inserted. Furia have a stack of bodies here. This could go any which way direction, but it comes down to the fights and how the fight gets taken. Mazzino leaping, jumping into the fray. The rest of his team happy to augment it.
Looks like a clean sweep on the pistol for MIBR. Unseen does take down Mazzino just to shut me up, but his chances of winning a 1v5 here are extremely minimal. MIBR look like they've what they were looking for, which is another one of these second half pistol wins.
Yeah.
And they have been generally heating up over the course of these maps, not getting out to super hot starts. Guess you could say the same again, considering they went down 1-3 here on Haven, but they were the team that managed to get back into control. They had so many people inside of the smoke there, and then they all just kind of abandoned Koala Noob. He was the only one left. Mazzino jumps in with the classic right click, picks him off.
Yeah.
This map could end up being critical. Our next two, Breeze and Split, are favored maps for both teams, especially Breeze. It's at the top of both teams' map pools.
That's going to be amazing to watch.
It's going to be nuts.
Yeah.
And probably that double duelist mirror that we're expecting compared to here, the solo duelist mirror, with both teams playing the Neon Killjoy.
Furia sniffed out the right read. It is going over towards A, but are the players ready for it? That's the question. Oh, shredded to pieces. Alan will do what he can. Almost as clean as you can get, really, though.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Furia need to hope they've got a good anti-bonus in the back, because MIBR, with how clean this is, are going to have 5 rifles that they can bring into this one.
And it's a buy round at that point.
Yeah, which is the same situation that Furia actually had in the first half, but MIBR wiped the floor with them in that round. Didn't even do any economical damage, Furia. So this is what we're looking at moving forwards. Not so much the ult snowball, but more the economy. Can Furia make sure that they're still on decent footing heading towards the rest of their defense half? This is one of the maps where you're looking at the composition and you're thinking, well, probably Furia are actually not going to be running as much operator. Because Koala Noob's on the Omen, Alim does op a bit.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, he's definitely had scopes in his back pocket, but not to the same degree that Koala Noob has. Not to the same degree as Aspas. Or
it doesn't stop Koala Noob on other maps, though, I will say. He's often, you know, he will like to pull out the Outlaw if he finds a spot for it.
The Outlaw, sure, I can't really imagine him. I mean, could he bring out an op and be playing like top B site or C plat?
Sure.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
But I get where you're going with it. Yeah, it's not it's not a good role for Opping.
As much as Aspas was forcing it, right? Like, Aspas was playing it as often as he possibly could on the defense side. I just don't think Alam's going to be doing it to the same degree. Then again, we have no idea what to expect, really. No footage exists of these teams playing Haven in this year.
Unknown. Real tipping point in the series. They kind of teed it up, but it is true because the next two maps could be anyone's game. The winner of Haven could look back at it, a bit of hindsight, and realize, well, this is what decided it, essentially, what sent the team to Santiago in that #1 seed spot.
Especially considering how one-sided our first two maps have been.
Yeah.
MIBR very firmly in control of Bind. Furia, from the very beginning, dominating Abyss. This map's been open. Certainly open. MIBR taking that early A space, waiting for the re-clear. EU's already used his drone. So at some point here, as C is getting pressured, the A player's got to be starting to get antsy. There's a recon used, broken. And that does mean they're going to keep 3 players over on the A side of the map instead of rotating. So
Yeah.
once more, Furia with a good defensive setup, but it didn't help him on the pistol round.
So yeah, to start this one then, it's going to be a smoke layered down here. The drone is going to be signaling. Push an attempt towards it. MIBR have been nothing but patient though. There's 20 seconds left.
And they're rotating?
Yep. Okay, you have no space anywhere else on the map. What direction are you going to be looking to go into? There is going to be time when you have to go to B. Have to. TP directly into the middle, trying to avoid the nano swarms, but any amount of util could really just push you back and spell defeat. They get the plant down. MIBR into it now, but the fights are happening thick and fast. It's Furia keen to just layer this one on. Trying to play in the midst of all of this one, but in the chaos, Mazzino. That's a daggers at the back, 2 players not expecting it. Second close quarters, but it's brought to that 1v1. Artsin. Can he do it against Mazzino? Turret, Artsin! Oh! God! Just gives it to him.
He won a crucial 1v1 earlier against Aspas, and here he does it against Mazzino. My God. Furia are nuts. I mean, that round MIBR put themselves in a weird spot, for sure, but it was definitely winnable as soon as Mazzino comes back around on that backstab, and a Red Bull clutch in the 1v1 for Artsy.
Fury have been pretty consistent in the 1v1s.
They've been insane in the 1v1s. Across Kickoff, they've been winning 70% of their 1v1s.
Yeah.
How is that a stat?
It's feeling preordained, I think.
No, it's absolutely ludicrous.
It's ridiculous.
You would not look at this team on paper and be like, yeah, they're going to have better stats than the super team in 1v1s.
Aspas and Mazzino shut down from that A lobby pressure. A peek to see if they can get something going.
And punished very early there.
Yeah.
Instantly into a 3v5. These are spots you do not like to be in, but Zeken's given them a win condition over on C. He's been bold, TP'd into a smoke. And Fury are playing this full for retake.
Found a lot of space.
Spike
Tex is going to be that great lurk, essentially. He needs to really stay alive. Traded with the judge. And he was low. Makes it a little bit less egregious.
You know that Verno and Zeken have to make a play here. They're in a 2v4. They must be doing something aggressive. The question is, where and can you stop it?
Verno has his ult. In a more passive position here. It's all really onto Zeken to see if he can just bleed out a couple of the bodies. 2 going down. Potentially enough. In a 1v2 for Verno, but now looking to creep his way back in, and he's found it. There's the 1 kill. He's got the ult to play with. On top of that, the drone. EU has to know the outs on top of it to stick onto half. He's hurt himself. No way sticking this all the way. He's not. He lets it go, and Verno just toying with him. And has he got enough time? Oh, so down close. Verno makes the most. That's a Red Bull clutch that you can just add to the tally.
That's an insane one, though. That is in such a difficult position. MIBR were in a 3v5 within, what, 5 seconds? 10 seconds of the round?
Immediately.
And they're able to pull it back because Furia gave them too much space. There's a fine line between being disciplined in these spots where you're up in a player advantage and giving your opponents room to work with. You know they have to cook in that situation because they're in a 2v4, but you've given them the whole of Garage, the whole of C, and they ISO'd the fights beautifully. There's Zeken finding that value you expect from him.
Immense amount of credit to Zeken and Verno.
The Thrifties today, not even just in this series, but in the one before, have been defining.
Yeah.
The Thrifties were what allowed Furia to be able to get things over the line on Abyss. Are we going to see another one here? It doesn't seem likely, but there's always that threat. Bandit, Bucky.
Overdrive for Alum if he gets into a winnable scenario. Verno's tracking the economy though. Now against the wall. Both sides set a dart. It's going to have to be respected. Nerve wants to absorb up that space once more, and Tex could be, yes, paying a price because of it. So, with him dropped, he was alone. He's handed over a gun. Full C control, and a gamble stacked by Fury. They're scurrying away, but I think Soundcue's potentially heard. Nerve might be pulling them all the way back.
If Nerve manages to get around the flank here, with the Phantom,
chance.
Game could still be on.
They want to go fast here. It's an overdrive, and they found it. Target acquired. Aspas is going to be dropped there. The wall's propped up. Stun ricocheting back. Nerve spraying and praying. His damage done. MIBR going to try and hold on. And Weather the Storm, can they batter down the hatches? It's left up to Zekken. Peels his way back, reposition, but it's a 1v3. And the weapon's handed over, making it a 1v2. 10 bullets left. Got to try and find it now individually at that Fury. Yeah, they just line themselves up. Take the fight together. Thrifties defining today.
I mean, that one's nuts. Sure, it's great space creation from Alim too, and Nerve boxing them in. Again, it's about the space that you give to them. Here, they're right on top of MIBR. As soon as the plank goes down, they're looking to pressure them, never allowing them to drop back into safe positions.
Yes!
And not giving them garage control this time too. And now MIBR's knocked down. Their economy on the floor. Just when you thought they'd recovered it in a 3v5. Furia slap another one back in their face, but they're still down around.
9-8.
And it's a timeout.
Timeout.
Tag timeout call for MIBR. After losing, they're going to solve all of the issues in the world.
Someone shut this guy up.
Here we go, we're back into things. MIBR up 9-8. But they themselves on an eco round. We just saw Furia win a Thrifty.
Yeah.
So always a chance that MIBR could be back into things, especially with Aspas having that ult in his back pocket. It was Alim's that turned things in round 17.
Sending him flying forwards here. Wall up here, Zekken just gets the plant down. He will pay for it though with his life, and not just that, there was casualties across the board. Verno down and out. Snake bite from the top. At this point though, player advantage, you need miracles. That's an overdrive popped off and a stun on top of it. Aggro fight potentially, but this is a crossfire that's being held at the door. Chokehold here, and Aspas is struggling to get anything really done. Time ran out. Same with the overdrive. Furia just waited out, bide their time, and strike when it matters most.
Perfect play around the Neon ult, isn't it? It was to the second as soon as Aspas ran out, faced by everyone on Furia. Very well handled, not a single player lost, and still with a bucket of ultimates to be able to throw into this next hyper important round. Because Furia won a Thrifty, and MIBR didn't, Furia is sat on a huge bank of credits here. They've got massive amounts of money to be able to work with compared to MIBR. The pressure is all on the super team to perform in this next round. Otherwise, Furia could well run away with it.
9-9. Alan with that operator. Exactly right, the pressure is on them. That's a Hunter's Fury held for A lobby pressure. It's going to let it rip anyway.
Oh, that's late.
Yeah, it's potentially anticipating that they would reclaim some of that space. The drone was perhaps heard, and I think Verno hoping, I should say EU, hoping that he could cancel that one out. Nerve is straight in there, though. Willing to take these fights.
Yeah,
Ball was propped up.
Very bold challenge onto Aspas, isn't it? Looking to take the fight straight into the guy, shut him out of the round early.
Striking when the nanoswarms are up as well. This is very fast, though. Mid-rounding by MIBR. They're looking to see if they can clean up, and they have done that. A lot of the Killjoy util.
Yeah, they've popped all of the KJ util over towards B, so they could go for a pit here from Mazzino and look to end B. Would Nerve hard fight inside of it? Does look like he's positioned to.
Perhaps considering. Do have other options as well. If Artson stays alive, they have a lockdown to clear it out.
Toxins going up.
Patience for now. 35 seconds left though, Nerve. Lay it down that pit. That's going to be connecting all the way around, but he gets dropped anyway. So the pit goes down with him. Lockdown's also being used. MIBR being handed the golden ticket, essentially. Ultimate's pulled out, though. And they're not out of the danger zone just yet. 3v3. Not to account for. Verno's letting loose again. His Hunter's Fury. He's going to see if he can start to push these players back out and away, and it just makes it uncomfortable enough for Zekken to really light them up.
It's a critical round win for MIBR. They needed that one to save their economy. And you could tell their game plan to finish B right from the beginning with that little pump fake of Aspas going in. Yeah, he hard commits to it and does get punished, but it drains all of the defensive utility that they had. This is slightly unfortunate that Nerve dies inside of that pit, but I think they were getting the plant down anyway in that spot. And then with the Hunter's Fury to play around and people in mid spamming, it was always going to be a hard retake. Going into attack timeout here from Furia, trying to figure out what they want to do. Their economy is still decent. They're still going to have a buy for the next round. But we are Furia need an adjustment. And it looks like they're going to fight over A lobby early on and then maybe leave the Killjoy over here. But it starts with Nerve pretty weak over towards C.
If MIBR take on fast C, this is Nerve in a very difficult spot. Here in the drone. Here in a few bits and pieces of movement. Nanoswarm's going up overhead now. It signals quite a bit. Koala Noob getting involved. It's an anchor smoke again, but MIBR being nothing but patient. Going to poke prod and now looking to see if they can get a little bit more here, but Koala Noob unanticipated. Look at the TP, redirect the attention again. Back and forth. This guy's being a nuisance right now. A real thorn in their side. MIBR. Player down, drone up and overhead. These kills need to be claimed and they need them now. Tex is willing to step up to the task. See if he can find a bit more, but that is an awkward fight. Shock darts flying in your face and bullets straight after. Bit of a jiggle. Shots through though. That box is weak as anything and Verno is hungry for it. Senses it. There's damage done and you can see if he can look to pick them apart, but he's on 1 HP. Swift Breeze will just absolutely do him in. And Artazine is the one to step up to that. 10-10 for Furia.
I want to give Nerve a ton of credit for that round, too.
Yeah.
We talked about how weak the site looked, but actually, when he pops the orb and throws down the snakebite, he bought enough time for Koala Noob to get into this position. I mean, Koala Noob started the round miles away from him. But because of all of that time bought, he gets reinforcements in and they hold the whole of the backside.
Yes, boys!
That's how you get a flood defense going over towards C. Beautiful round. Pit not committed by Mazzino. I thought maybe he would pivot in a different direction and try to win the round with the pit. They've got double Stinger to play inside of it here.
Aspas raring to go. Bit of a hard read that there is not too much in terms of pushback holding that.
It's brute force in there as well, isn't it?
Yeah, just a dart to play with. Alarm bot broken, but MIBR were more than ready for that. Artazine trying to swing off the back of it. This lockdown now, it's going to be creating even more pressure on Alim. We're going to go walkabouts. It needs to be held. The jump spot is seen. Hold on, there's an angle here. But Zekken holding a bit of that util time running out. High tide, you're going to try and find your way into the back, and you're detained. Koala was left to see if you can hold it back. It's not happening. Mazzino's the one just taking over the round. It all goes a little bit skew with there. The pressure perhaps getting to this Furious squad.
They got to hope that they got a response in the tank. I mean, they look like they wanted to hard commit to this round.
These rounds have been rapid fire.
Yeah, and taking a risk here. Artazine even taking a risk to swing, but obviously Alan walking back down short that I'm thinking of. Alan and Koala Noob, even in the best case scenario there, was stuck. And here's a second timeout used, what, 2-3 rounds later for Furia? They sure held on to the tack timeout for a long time.
Stay.
Yeah, definitely.
Pressure flipped onto Furia. Don't have a whole lot to play with. Slow and steady for MIBR. Don't look at this. Make any mistakes. Give an opening for Furia to capitalize. Zeno, this wall's going to be dropped, and there's going to be a face and a bunch of players ready to take this fight. Gearing up, that bandit does quick work. Dash to the side, Aspas. He will supplement, help it out.
Yeah, good help.
Pushes back and postures. Artazine straight back in there, though. Risky business. Plays made all across the board, and Verno dropped down to 6 health. Hold on.
If Nerve had a rifle right now, there would be so much danger in the round, but he's just got a tuck. He's only got the Bucky to be able to work with.
Yeah.
He's only going to be a serious threat if they go back in his direction, and MIBR have called a freeze. Verno with his 6 HP, just looking to control the game.
Finding the right gaps. Dart stun. Not broken.
30 seconds left.
Still alive. The wall up makes it a little bit awkward. Plan committed though. Nerve's taking his time to see if he can find himself that slightest of angles to play with. The player is low in front of him. Verno. Damaged up prior. Art's in. He's got a lot on his plate. Tap while the wall is up. Forcing the issue. Time. Board. Hold on. Classic. Art's in. Sheriff trying to combine their might towards the end here. Art's in. I'm telling you, man. This team is not losing at 1v1s right now. It feels preordained.
It's unbelievable. It's also unbelievable how often it's Artsine. You get him into a 1v1 in these kind of spots and he's good for it.
It's a Thrifty, again.
What a timing from Nerve to be behind them in grass undetected too. But at the end of the day, he actually didn't even do that much. Artsine just full swings, deletes Aspas. And drills a couple of shots straight into Tex too.
Yes! Michael! Let's go! Good shit, Mike!
Feeling the energy.
Well, that's a phenomenal round to get them back into the game. It resets their economy splendidly too. Operator, Odin, 11-11. Furia might have thought that they were playing for overtime.
It's a nail biter.
Deploying drone.
Mazzino's been holding onto this pit forever. I can understand not wanting to use it on an anti-eco, right? Because you don't want to give the close-range weaponry maybe more of a chance of sneaking up on you. But he's got to find a situation where they can win around with the pit in post.
Yeah. Again, similar game plan for MIBR. Poking and prodding, looking towards speed. They haven't done a lot of diligence in terms of clearing up some of the util. It's a fake TP, yeah.
Yeah, dragging them back.
He's hoping that these players will be dragged back into spawn, but no one's moving other than Nerve. A glance here or there, but they seem to be aware that this is fake pressure. Snake bites ricochet on either side. Parlin has TP of his own, but I think he just spotted a player out. This is Furia! Finding their marks. Targets are right there. They've got a complete collapse onto them. The lockdown even committed. Artsin not leaving anything to chance. This is going to push the MIBR players all the way into their open arms. Now Odin ready to do some quick work. Damage is here, ready and waiting with those rifles. Spraying them all down. Furia find the 12.
Lockdown funnels MIBR into the A connector, mulched. What a turnaround these last couple of rounds have been. Furia now in the ascendancy. All of the pressure back on MIBR.
Yep.
A spot that they should have been able to navigate. And a couple of absolutely crucial ones. Crucial 1v1 clutches. Have not just kept Furia in it, but put them in a position to win. Look at the buy here. No armor from Mazzino. A Bucky for your superstar. It's a mess.
Bottom of the barrel, scraping. See if they can put together anything to drag it to OT.
They haven't even found out about Alim's op in these rounds. Alim's been playing the op over towards this plat area, the spot that he's tucked into right now. When turret catches contact, he can start posting up after the drone. And that is gonna be a nasty surprise.
I don't want to move towards it.
Well, they back up. But actually, that's perfect for Furia. They just get all of the information, right? We don't need to stack C at all. We can keep the stack over towards B and A. They're going back into it.
What direction do they want to go into? Into the op again.
But with no drone.
This is tough. It's going to require diligence, jump spots to see if they can spot Alim out. Jiggle. Holds his nerve. Overdrive pops and he finds it. Aspas down for the count. Straight shots. Overdrive of his own. And Takes trying to activate off all that pressure. It was watched for. Koala Noob one step ahead. And now mad dash and a scurry. 30 seconds remaining. MIBR, what direction do you go into? You got to punch your way through a round like this. No advantages, no prior space earned for Furia. Looking like they're on the brink here to taking the lead in this series, in this best of 5 upper bracket grand finals. putting the best foot forwards, because right now this is MIBR just bleeding out entirely. He can't stand up to it, not at all. And we will be going to Breeze, but Fury are the ones in control.
That's an astonishing map win for Furia, and I think you gotta put that on Artisan. The rest of the team played great, sure.
To stop that being the case, to drag it all the way to 5, to see split in the horizon.
Kuala Noob and Alim have swapped pistols here so that Alim can actually get a flash online as well as the bandit. Is that going to have any relevance? He's walking alone over towards B right now as MIBR breathing down his neck.
It's awkward. Alim is poking, looking for a fair fight, but double high-low holds across the board.
They'll have heard that gate crash.
Yeah, he's tipping back.
But Aspas and Zekken still solid as a rock over here, not rotating, leaving A completely open.
So the A site is ripe for the taking. Spike in the back pocket of Artsin will eventually start getting onto the site to lay this one down. Smokes will dissipate, and I believe fuel saved in the tank. Push them back. It's a very deep wall indeed. Aspas, though, claims the first kill. With Alim down and out, that's suddenly the double door angle that's going to be opened up for them. Feigning like he could be going for the flank as he opens up the door, but now time down to Mount. Pressure's on. Dart needs to be dealt with instantly at that. Kuala Noob is going to be sharp onto it. Let's see how the aim rings out when there's players in front of him. Pressure's there. 1-2! Punches them down! Straight through. It's Mazzino, though, to see if he can answer back. And towards it, MIBR finding all sorts of kills. Leaving it just down to EU and Artin, but already that pull needs to be precise. Half earned. Push on the way. Vulnerable up second. Oh my God! Oh my goodness!
Same situation that we saw steal a round away from C9 earlier today. The body blocks make all the difference in those spots. The time was not there.
Nope.
If the pull goes through, Fury are guaranteed win the round. And MIBR pull out a miracle. Not just a body block, but spinning around so they don't get killed afterwards by Artazine. He should have had that one.
Yeah. Jira, second Jira. Trying to avoid all those bullets. Pistol round win. Exactly what MIBR ordered.
I think that's a first for them as well, getting the opening pistol in a map.
Second now. There's a lot of signs of life here. Will TP to try and get the hell out. It's awkward though for Kuala Noob. Mazzino sidestepping him and R-ing. He will eventually fall in the end as plant down. No pushback. Curtain drops though, and the Bucky shot wasn't quite clean enough here. Dart towards the back. There's a pocket to play in. EU unaccounted for, but it won't matter in the end. Second sharp locked in. 5-0 currently.
This is his map to shine. If there's any map in the pool where Zekken has looked like he can take over and dominate a game, it's this one. And letting him get out to a start like this, where he also picks up the defuse and he's one away from an ultimate in round 3. Yeah, that's going to be dangerous, man. That is going to be dangerous. Furia, though, have demonstrated so far, when we've seen them on Breeze, their B pops, fantastic. Their defense side, the way that they swing and fight and utilize the ops, fantastic. But early doors here, it's MIBR with a chance to establish their own control over the defense side. Light weaponry. 3 bulldogs, a stinger. It's not the kind of stuff you want to be taking long-range duels with.
Interesting defense wall.
Yeah, just looking to make it difficult. And the idea would be that a defender could be running around those small pockets that are created by the defensive Viper wall. There's also a pocket for the Viper to play in on that tucked close right side.
Mid-exploration, though, is the name of the game for Fury. They just spot the one. Werner, he's going to be towards top mid, already peeling back. He's given up a lot of space here.
Kind of has to, because tunnel was moved off.
Yeah.
With the drone clearing up that area, in theory, the B players could now be spotting this line. So Werner could fall off.
Deploying drone.
It's good steps taken so far. Fury just looking to see if they can pull out any more of this utility. Drone, I mean, sees 2, right? So, tag up. Snakebite's going to be peeled out. Fury applying pressure all over the map right now, moving into the B direction. Xeno spotted. Hold on, these shots are rattling, man. The wall just barely saving Alim. Another peek from the side. He is low as anything in this game of timings. Verno just gets a handle on it. EU is handled, spotted out, cleaned up, out towards the side. They haven't dealt with Mazzino.
6 bullets.
Smokes
Spike
popped
planted.
up, seeing if he can carve out a bit of space to play in. Artsin's going to be falling. MIBR getting on top of all of this one here, but they do at least Fury a clean up towards the back of the sides. Aspas straight back at you. This is a bonus round conversion that has serious danger now that Fury are just left down to the 2. Koala Noob! Koala Noob! Already on for the 1 ace, and now he's spotted up with the last is. Nerve by his side. It's all on Aspas. The fuse stuck onto half. He's bought himself a couple of hours. Needs to secure this kill. Finds it into the 1v1. Spraying down. Bullets running out. But so is time. And Koala Noob can play with that. He can win with that.
No way, he's got it!
No way, no way, no way!
He's robbed Koala Noob!
Oh my God!
Red Bull clutch from Aspas. The fact he got half earlier on.
Playing to your outs.
Yeah, it's made all the difference there. My God, Koala Noob, the aim was so clean as well. That would have been a beautiful ace. And yet here, just finding the jump onto Nerve, completely caught. And Koala Noob's just going for an updraft right click. He knows the guy's weak.
Yeah, he knows he's low.
And look at what that means to him. EU's trying to pick him back up a little bit. But end of the day, that is devastating. That's a bonus round.
Rapid. Koala Noob slingshotting into mid. Trying to make a difference, trying to offset what happened in the last round. And he is so deep onto this line already. Verno just jiggling.
2 out of 5 knives disappeared, though.
Tough going. Koala Noob would be hoping for a bit of a reset. Aspas onto the perch. Yeah, on top of this box. Wasn't quite cleared here. Snakebites dropped down. Leaping around. Koala Noob has found it. It's a good blind though. Great flash. Tex inserting himself again. Just trying to really fight this one. Make it hurt. Putting the squeeze onto the Fury players. Fantastic hold over towards A. 4 rounds now in a row.
In comes Zekken to shut down the Blade Storm. And just as Koala Noob got the knives back, denied. MIBR with a very, very clean beginning here. Straight into the back, that 2K from Zekken.
Bro, I saw the minimap, just everyone getting a kill. Yeah, let's go.
POV, me casting. I look at the minimap, I see people getting killed.
He's feeling a bit left out, I think.
Here comes the B-pop.
Yeah, here it is. Fury have been good for this. Well drilled and executed. Already Yuto's going to be rattled off, but Zekken, this close quarters angle can be denied. Surely there's the trade in sight. Kills going either way, but Aspas! Quick with the reactions. Operator in his hands. The drone buy him a bit more space.
If there's any exec that you've got to be prepped for, it's this one from Furia. And I think MIBR knew exactly what they wanted to do to deal with that. They were fighting really close, spamming to take down Alim early. 0 and 5
Here.
on the attacking Yoru. Furia have to dig themselves out of this hole in the 2v3.
Seen again the discipline from MIBR. No one overstepping themselves. Tex just eager to get a bit of information on the fight. Verno, his time to strike. Swoops into the angle, and Aspas from the arches. 3 in a round for him.
It's Furia's map pick. It's a map that both teams have been very good at, but MIBR dominant so far. The round that Furia closest to win was when they had better economy and Koala Noob nearly aced.
Yeah.
Down.
Look how tight they're holding to the choke point, though.
Nice,
Aspas gets to
boys.
swing through twice for op kills because there's so much pressure right at the choke. They're boxing them in. And a lot of that is Zekken's position that you called out, potentially. He wasn't really allowed to play in the previous round.
No.
And he's miles away from his ult because his only ult points are from dying.
Yeah.
So it's going to be difficult to get him activated. This probably isn't going to be the round. I mean, maybe looking to TP him into a smoke here so that he could mess around with a stinger.
Sending it again. This time, though, just a one player, so it's delayed. They're trying to play around a lot of these Yuto combos. It's a Hunter's Fury to see if he can collect a kill. I think they hear that one from the drone. No tag. Potentially out of range. Aspas with the knives. Popped, ready to go. Storm online. Full group up for MIBR. Dash is active. Dimensional Drift even being used. MIBR Going about this with a lot of caution. That should be 4 players, I think, spotted towards the back of the side. It's a bit of a team flash occurring as well. It's getting a bit messy, whiffy, perhaps indeed, but at close quarters, maybe that's where they thrive. No! Aspas, he slices, he dices, chopping you all to pieces. And the last one spotted, not long for the world. EU will be finished off.
11-3. They finally got him activated. This has not been an Aspas showboating kind of game. But here on Breeze, this is his playground. And he's going to go into the next with the operator in his hand as well. He's just got so much freedom to run around. These players in backside, pinned into a corner, flashed up, spotted by the Yoru ult. Easy pickings. But now it's Rifles back online, and even an attack side op from Koala Noob. So we get the op v op battle as well. Might end up
down mid?
Yeah, possibly. I think MIBR are more likely to take it elbow.
Aspas for this one. Just a jiggle from Alan. Spots it out. That will be called down to the rest of his team.
Koala Noob taking this more towards the... Oh, wow. Zekin finding the peek onto Koala as the orb drops.
He's just using that smoke to get into a prime position.
It's an unusual spot for your attack side Jet to be playing, actually. And nobody clearing that. No drone used earlier on to make sure that the avenue was safe as soon as Nerv's smoke dissipated. It's a terrible beginning, honestly.
Yeah.
Down 0-6.
It's really tough for Furia.
They've been winning so many of these 4v5 rounds across Kickoff, but I feel like not as many today. It has, I mean, they've been winning some insane 1v1s.
The 1v1s have kept going, haven't they?
That's true.
Yeah.
But you've got to get it to that point first.
Yeah, and it is a test of endurance, these BO5s. It's a marathon, not a sprint. Furia have expended a lot to get here. Smokes, second layer.
30 seconds left.
Drop down now. Anderson is trying to go for a bit of a plant.
Spike entered.
Between the pyramids, MIBR are grouped up.
There's a flash for Alec. He's got on the board. He needs some value here.
Wall up, Cosmic Divide is going to be forcing the issue. Furia are pushed and pressed into this post plan a bit more aggressively than they're anticipating. Alan is straight back onto it, but again, the trades, it's overwhelming. Presence of mind for Furia, for MIBR, I should say. That pack mentality.
Cosmic Divide and everybody on Fury is forced to play on site, but they just don't have the space to be able to play. There's not a player tucked forwards for them to be able to play off. Everyone's just grouped up in a little corner.
Yeah, I mean the A side is brutal. If you get blocked off like that from main, your post plan just gets ruined.
But you could play somebody up at that new box location, try to set up some kind of crossfire, maybe try to push aggressively. Instead, they just got locked off by a pull, and what are you going to do? You're getting squeezed to death by the MIBR retake protocols. This is complete dominance.
MIBR perhaps running away with this map here. The game getting a little bit too real perhaps for Furia. Deep clearance into it, Quality was immediately picked off. That's just Tex. Lit up by a drone, I believe, but he just takes a couple of stray shots. That's all it took, really. Hunter's Fury to see if they can dissuade this, and it does. The plan is not down here. Verno taking his time with it, trying to hop over towards the top. He finds at least one of the targets. Anderson's dropped down to 45. Pit at least in play. Shock darts rebounding. Chip damage mounting. Flashes in your face. Everybody is blind as anything, but a dart was saved for a situation like this. And Aspas creeping up towards the flank here. All makes it hard. Looking for the right options, the right answers to see if he can help his team back into this one. There it is, finally. Finds the time to strike. Pit's going to be dropped down. That was Nerve going down. EU crouched into a corner. Hoping to dissuade that final boss from really taking over, but honestly, this is all MIBR.
Crushing them. Absolutely crushing them. And making this retake playstyle look sublime. The flank with the operator. Aspas mixing up how he wants to play. And Fury are never really able to disrupt this. You know, Alan's throwing out his flashes, trying to slow down MIBR, but no one's swinging off him. There's no post-plant flank, there's no threat here. They're just kind of hoping that people walk into the pit, but Nerve backs out of it straight into the op anyway.
Oh yeah, I got it, buddy. No worries.
13-3. Hop in the backpack. Aspas has got space on Breeze.
Taken over.
Here's that B-pop again.
You are divided.
Previously, MIBR be the ones holding it down at the door. That's a big reveal, but no kills claimed.
How?
Surely, Mazino's got to go down. Zekan's there immediately.
What?
Zekan!
There's no way!
He's taking over. Let it be known.
One enemy.
How does it eventually put a stop to it? But he's just one man. What can you do? A 1v4.
You cannot be getting a double drone tag in that situation and not finding a kill off the back of it.
Insanity.
How has that happened?
Addison's position. Spotted out there from the jiggle. Mazino waiting and pouncing. 9-0 currently, MIBR.
They must have been unloading bullets into the pillar, right?
Yeah.
Like, he's inside a smoke. He can't quite tell exactly where the pillar is. He's just doing wallbang damage repeatedly.
That's insanity.
Oh, the spray control is gorgeous as well. But that is the round where the B-pop should have worked. This is the bread and butter of how this comp gets value on their attack side. You mix in other stuff, of course you do, but you always go back to the B-pop because it's so...
Been able to find a way in.
Yeah. It's astonishing dominance and brings us back to the double duelist from MIBR is 3-0, looking like it's about to go 4-0 in terms of maps in Kickoff. And they're going to be playing it again on Split. I'm worried.
Yeah, Furia not finding the right answers. Timeout was taken to see if they can correct the course. They don't have really the money to play with. Aspas already knows this. I mean, he's got the Outlaw primed ready for this occasion. As players spotted. Got to know that tunnel's compromised. And Mazino hears it all. The updraft dash over towards the top. And that's the clone first. What is that target discipline, Mazino?
Found them.
Clone first. Mazino just holds it back.
Oh, what a shock as well.
Wow.
Yeah, Koala Noob's updraft through the smoke is supposed to pull your crosshair. He wasn't worried at all.
No, he had his just aim trained forwards and not even baited by that first clone.
No.
One enemy remaining.
Holds it all the way down. Steady as anything, this MIBR team now. They are driven. They're resolved. Firm as anything here. They're putting on a statement.
It's too clean. It's too clean. They've got a Euro ultimate to be able to run a retake. They've got Mazino's Cosmic Divide again. You can just play retake A again, and you're just going to box Fury on site. At this point, we're on for a 13-0, right? Like, that's what we're looking at. We're in that kind of territory where you're thinking it's going to be another one of these Kickoff 13-0s.
There you are, you little
Perhaps seeing signs as well of what we were talking about with that experience diff. MIBR packed to the brim with veterans.
Yeah.
They know what it takes to come back in matches like this.
The atmosphere was very upbeat from Furia at the start of this map. I would be interested at what the tone is like now. When MIBR were getting destroyed on Abyss, Zekan was still laughing and joking about it the whole time.
Yeah.
I wonder if somebody's keeping that atmosphere up on Furia. Because there's a whole map after this.
Yeah, normally that'll be Koala Noob, but a few glimpses we've seen, he's been, I think, quite frustrated at himself. Play's not quite going his way.
He did lose a big 1v1 to get his ace denied, which, yeah, that's rattling.
And when there's one player that's keeping up the morale, the silence can be deafening. Dash forwards. Trying to cut this one up into the cloud burst again, but that is a huge reveal. Oh my goodness. At least traded in time. Aspas still with that operator. Has that deep sight line. He's just looking for the heads. Target-rich environment. Looking to take his time with it, and Tex being that foundational player, the rock of this team.
Ardazine's on a sightseeing mission across the other side of the map.
Doesn't have the spike. There's nothing you can do.
30 seconds
30 seconds left, round 11. You just got to save the rifle and hope that you can play around it. But this is, it's just monstrous. You've awoken the beast that is MIBR.
Yeah. And it's rough that you're seeing Alim and Nerve, two rookies, with 3 kills between them right now as well. They're really struggling to get online. Now, I'm not saying the fragging on anybody else is particularly great, but they've lived or died a little bit by how well they've been able to activate Alim.
Yeah, and it's scenarios like this as well, where, for example, when MIBR down, they know from experience you can come back from it. You can find different ways. The experience is what you dig deep into to pull yourself out of this pit. might not be there for these Furia players.
They could have just played retake on A this round. That would be the most logical thing to do. Instead, mix it up, play off the dart, have an anchor smoke. There's just so many different looks. And I mean, what is this buy? It's odds and ends.
It's, yeah, whatever you can pull together.
They're thrifting.
Barely anything really, but they're going to be sending it potentially into the brick wall. Aspas slams it shut in their face. Blind by a bit of respite. Pulled back, peeled back, TP back in, and Zekken!
Confidence, man.
He's making a mockery of this moment here. EU at least gets a handle onto that, so the trade in sight. Calling for the pause. Bit of calm in the midst of it. Furia need this to see if they can correct that course. There's a cosmic divide. Vizino,
he's created a little pocket for himself, but he's been spammed.
Yeah, they seem to be aware that he was in that position. 7 HP.
They might have even seen the glow over his head when he ulted there.
Yeah, I'm thinking that.
I need to stop.
Anchor smoke. Play it and drop Furia. Forced to stew in a position like this. It's the last round of the half. He might as well throw everything into it. EU has a big ult. He's playing into main. He's worried about the flank, though. He'd love to use it to set his team up to try and take this site. Shock darts. Sent flying. Walls up. Players creeping, working their way in, but Mizzino's angle, is this going to be accounted for? Allen doesn't want to overstep himself. The swing out to plant denied. Hunter's Fury meant to offset this one, but the players are all the way towards the back. With the backs against the wall, it's up to Allen to see what he can do, but it's too much to deal with. It's overwhelming. The presence of MIBR. 12 rounds in a row.
Fury have been great on the pistols, but I want to see a 13-0 here. I mean, it's just iconic. A 12-0 half is absolute dominance from the super team in map 4. They were the ones up against the ropes here. They were the ones potentially getting knocked down to the middle bracket. And they've answered back and some.
Yeah. Absolutely unreal stuff from MIBR. Listen, stick around. I don't want to sell you a bridge, but I mean, I'm not going to sell you a bridge. Let's see if the 13-0 happens.
Days. Loud versus EG. I remember it. Iconic.
Yeah, and then EG went on to win champs that year, so. Furia, well, you want to get 13-0'd.
Yes.
It will bode well, apparently.
Toss the pistol. I mean, a 13-0 in the finals to define who the best Americas team is in Kickoff would be iconic.
Yeah.
We'd be remembering this one.
We'll see if MIBR can get it done. Allen. The wall making it awkward in terms of the angles. He wants to try and fight, and he just steps into it. MIBR, diligent, holding, waiting for the peak. It's that cold composure that you're going to see on display from MIBR. They know they don't have to rush into anything. Peeking out wide, Koala Noob, activating, and even those few stray shots at the end, there was a chance that he could at least do a bit of damage and more to Aspas.
He was the player that stepped up in the closest round Furia had. Was almost on for an ace.
Yeah.
It's a 3v3. Aspas dies to a single bullet coming out from EU's Sheriff. But Nerve is the one that's posted with a ghost in hand.
Just jiggling the line over towards that pyramid.
30 seconds
Spots
left.
it. Signs of life. Backs himself up. Hello. Hell of a shot. Aspas. Finished off. The wall's going to be dropping, and EU ready to respond. And there it is. They get the pistol. No one 13-0's Furia. Not this iteration.
Nobody beats Furia 13 rounds in a row. Let that be a lesson to you. And now the greatest comeback in Valorant history.
Okay, man, okay. Yeah. When would you believe, though?
No 13-0!
Yeah.
Yeah, you've avoided the history books. You've avoided the history books.
When would you believe?
When would I believe? I think we'd have to be seeing a score of something like 12-8.
Yeah.
Like, I think they'd have to win another 7 in a row, something like that. Maybe even 8 in a row. Like, one big rifle round where it gets to the point before you're in OT. Something
Yeah.
it's just any small mistake, any big solo round.
And it's done.
Yeah. Comebacks like this should not happen.
No. Kuala Noob.
I think we have ever in Valorant seen a 12-0 comeback. But I don't think we've ever seen one at the tier 1 level. I'm sure the super fans are going to correct me if I'm wrong about that.
The historians will need to get on the case, I think, with that.
One enemy remaining.
Okay. Cleaning up. Eco kills. You definitely need that to get the confidence back up.
Yeah, it will be nice for the Furia guys to feel like they're going into map 5 and they're not completely cold.
Yeah.
I think in terms of your individual confidence, it can make a big difference. Like whether or not you feel good enough to go for a peek and take that extra fight, or whether you let opportunities slip you by.
Woo! No pie, no pie, no pie.
Didn't realize it was on for it. Okay.
He was 3-13, and I was thinking about saying he might not even pie because they'll lose the map too quick. And I thought, bit harsh.
Well, nerf. Still a chance.
Don't.
Well, okay. Well, I mean, I'm paying attention now to it, aren't I? So it was pointed out for me. Alim.
I mean, that's a hell of a shot. I don't think he realized how good that shot was.
Was that into the smoke?
Yeah, it was mid-dash.
Okay, but I'm not anticipating this. Second, found a potential angle. Just missed his chance. Shocks will ricochet. Double outlaw, though. Bit of a clearance towards the box. Kuala Noob's got to be careful about this one. Mazino now with the plant. Managed to push them back.
Toxin screen down.
2 players will go down to a single shot of the outlaw. Zekin and Tex, the ones with the full armor. Arzin's found it. Tex finished off. For a bit more, but he smokes dissipating Mazino. Mazino!
Snappy.
Very snappy stuff, and now it's getting dire. Pressed to the brink. Mazino's looking to put on an absolute display of dominance, but shut down before the clip was online. At this point, though, it's inevitable. We will be going to split MIBR. They want to take him all the way there, straight to the distance here in our upper bracket grand finals. All on the line.
Sealing up the win with the double duelist and keeping that streak going. 4-0 on maps where MIBR have Aspas and Zekin playing duelist together.
Yeah.
And we're about to go into split where they do exactly the same. Another double duelist mirror. No team being able to beat MIBR in that particular head-to-head matchup.
For bracket. And not have to face off against the absolute monsters that are waiting below with eager eyes.
Yeah, you've got the Americas defending champions and the world defending champions down there.
Tough challenges waiting ahead to any team that loses, but that's why both of these squads are going to be putting everything into this. Pistol rounds, typically being a strength for Furia. We've seen MIBR take a couple of them away. Prowler.
Pretty elaborate pistol round setup actually here.
Yeah.
Fake gate crash and a clone over towards A, so they're making it feel like it was fake B pressure into A, and Fury have bought it.
Double layers.
Beautiful idea coming out there.
It is a really good idea. Similar to what they were doing on Bind with the Dimensional Drift. Peeling back now over towards the site once they force those rotates, and this is an open site for the taking.
I love the fake gate crash because it does make a noise now. And the defending players can read into it. Very clean post plant. What is Aspas doing over towards A?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. He's miles away from the action, and if Furia, they're going to be speeding this one up, taking the fight forwards at a rapid pace, already taking up a lot of residency. It's up to these anchoring players to see what they can do. Tex up from that high ground angle does at least get the kill onto Kuala Noob, but they have lost every single anchoring site player. Kind of a heaven, a tap to see if you can pull these players wide out into the open, but EU's already repositioned. I should say Artzin. It's a kill found for him, and Aspas is going to look to try and put it all on his back, and it's 2 sharp shots. Don't get me wrong, but not enough to overcome EU waiting on the sidelines.
My God, I was worried for a moment Aspas was going to do that. He got his nade back, but EU's there. And that's going to get energy back, pumping into the Furia camp.
Much needed.
They've won another pistol. That has been an area that they can constantly go back to.
One enemy remains.
Very consistent success that they've been finding early on in these halves. MIBR have given them more pushback than most, honestly. But Fury started out on a good footing there, despite how well crafted that attacking pistol looked.
Yeah. No one from Fury are willing to contest over towards B main.
They have so many good ideas though, Fury. Especially with their ultimates. I think they're very, very ahead of the old game on Split. In terms of theory that both of these teams have showcased on Split, I would favor Fury.
Yeah.
But I think theory is not really what's going to win you the final game of a BO5 to qualify for globals. It's just much more about whether you can keep your nerve, whether you can turn up when it matters, if you can take the risks when you need to.
Nerve has the weapon of choice, I think, when you're going to be facing plenty of players with no armor. Does leave a slight gap though. Smoke propped up against Mail. Everybody wants to play inside this one here. Nerve though is waiting, anticipating, knowing that there could be that presence there. Deep smoke later, there's back, and as you walk into it, suddenly, Zekken runs into the moor to try and put his body on the line to at least get his team a bit more space. Verno and Tex pick up a couple of upgrades, but surely not. If Tex finds this, I mean, wait a minute. It's getting dicey.
Spike down B.
Spectre acquired, but not anticipating the position of Koala Noob, so cleaned up in the end. There is still danger, of course. Two of the weapons at least maintained for Furia.
It's a pretty decent eco at the end of the day, like you were saying though. A lot of these teams, actually, Furia and MIBR both, have been able to put together very competent bonus rounds. We've seen tons of times here where they've been going in with 5 rifles. And this is going to be super different. Fury are now going into this round looking to try to win a bonus with double Bucky. You know, 2 of the players don't even have armor. So MIBR have made it a lot easier for themselves to avoid a snowball happening for them. Bait and switch set up over towards mid. Nerve trying to make it feel like it's only him hanging around here, and Koala Noob tucked in vent.
Smoke makes it awkward. Goes on either side though. Bucky could do some serious damage in a position like this. The Prowler is good and spraying. It's labored at best, but Zekken eventually gets the kill he was looking for. That double dash, Alem is going to be hurt here with that Bucky. Has a refract. Patient plays. Oh no. Refract's gone. He's caught between a rock and a hard place, and it could have been a prime position to get a kill. Not quite. He used there. What a shot by Mazzino. Delete EU of the map.
Well, that's the kind of thing that we've got to be paying attention to in rounds that matter a bit more than this one. You can take risks here. This is just a bonus with a pretty light buy. So don't mind that from Alem. He's one of the players that has to keep his head cool in difficult spots later on Split. He's been thriving on the maps where Furia have been winning, and he's been struggling a bit more in the maps where they haven't. Not necessarily a causal link there in terms of it being Alem's fault, just more to do with them getting him activated. If Aspas can find a couple of kills here, or even just 1 kill and a death, the showstopper could easily be something that you build a game plan around to start to put damage onto Fury's economy. He's not going for it though.
No, not hunting too hard for the kills.
I think he definitely could have gone a bit more aggressive in this round. You know that these two are looking to die to Spike.
Regardless of that though, it is clean as anything from MIBR.
Yeah, the opener was a little bit wonky.
Yeah, I was talking mainly the player surviving.
Yeah.
Not necessarily the gunplay, although Mazzino was nice with it.
Koala Noob goes Glass Cannon Operator, getting out at the earliest possible opportunity.
Let's see if there's that level of awareness for MIBR.
We're going to try to take a peek early on A ramp. And maybe that's because Tex has been allocating his Viper Orb to mid quite a lot.
Got the haunt, it tags him.
Oh, you know he's
the silhouette, I think, too, yeah.
Yeah.
If they were paying close attention. Clearance there from Fury. Prowler, as the wall's propped up again, posturing over towards mid. Smoke for a smoke. So far, very similar rounds that we've seen early on in split.
Not breaking that horn, though, has a big knock-on effect for Furious macro. They could have had Koala Noob posted on this really aggressive line, which would have allowed them to stack rotates over towards B, which is where Verno is ending the round for MIBR.
Gate crash. It's eventually going to be making its way into the back of the site here, and this is going to split up these players.
Alim doesn't know where to go.
No, Artesian left to try and anchor now, but from this spot again, there's too much to overcome. There's a nade rebounding. He's wondering about the TP straight into Zekken. Flash forwards again, up top, Raptors. Needs to be that fight taken, Zekken. And Aspas
30 seconds.
combine it all together. Full committal now into the plant.
It just has to be.
Koala Noob.
It just has to be a save here.
Yeah.
Spike
I mean,
planted.
EU can poke or prod and see if he can find a pick, but Koala Noob is.
He's gone up.
He's gone.
Yeah.
He is not helping.
Can't
This
play
would have
into
to be a
this.
1v5.
MIBR are really gearing up, I think, to do some significant damage. Showstopper's going to be up for next.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough.
Yeah.
To avoid the half running away from you a little bit here. Those 2 kills from Aspas back over towards the CT area, I think were pretty nasty. They've got a flash double peek. You know, Zekken TP's into backside, and then he throws out a flash for him and Mazzino to swing through the smoke. And then Aspas gets to path to new box, swing out, and deletes 2 players.
Yeah.
That's the kind of value that you're looking for, where he doesn't necessarily have to be the first guy in. He's not going to play to space create necessarily for Zekken. But if you can get him in a spot where he can find some clean fights,
Wow.
Artesian, to be fair, was not really posted up to try to
Not ready.
engage him there. But it's still a nice double to be able to get.
Yeah. Furia again. I mean, this buy is a little bit skew whiff as a result of saving those 2 guns.
Yeah, it's a tough spot when you end up in these kind of situations because you don't want Koala Noob and EU to play too aggressively. They're the players that can make the difference in this round. But if you take risks with them, then maybe you won't be able to buy in the next.
Yeah. Walking a tightrope, essentially. Full RAM control, though, given up. MIBR have this one, and now the Showstopper's just going to be sending it against the back wall. What a shot by EU! At least equalize it. That rifle does need to be reclaimed. The recycling in order, and it's going to be picked up. Exchange in hands. Alim Howe has it to play with.
The hinder potentially might have saved MIBR from committing
Koala
to a stacked site.
It's an awkward position, yet still he snaps to it.
Down A.
Just his aim with Verno being dropped. That's a spike as well onto ramp. Pressure now onto Tex to see if he can explore and open up a different avenue over towards B. The spike is starting to steadily move over that direction as well. Hold on, timing. Shorty to the face.
So unaware that Zekken would be bold enough to go for that kind of play.
It's a crazy play.
And Tex has been bold on this B side of the map as well. Realize that the whole thing is free.
Might be able to get another one here. Koala Noob really wants to at least feel like he can take a timing past this one. There's the TP. He takes a shot. There's no way he's getting out of this. No way! Gets to one and lives. Absolutely no way. Dimensional drift earned up. Koala Noob spotting out where the rest of these stragglers are. Alim was handed potentially a fight, but too many players to overcome. Deep pillar position. Snakebite needs to be avoided now. Sidestep so Koala Noob doesn't go down because he's low as anything, but it's Tex. All the pressure on him and Mazzino. Koala Noob slowly approaching, just can't quite hit that in time, but Addison there with the trade up and over towards the top of the smoke. It obfuscates Mazzino! Lights them all up and finds that perfect line.
Critically shuts down Artesian as well, who's been a nightmare for MIBR to get past in these 1v1s.
Yeah.
But this time, they've got his number. And it's a big 1v2 as well. They were so claustrophobic on site here. They just tucked towards pillar. Felt like they couldn't do a thing.
That smoke makes all the difference. Alan throws his body into the maw. Thinking that surely it sets up Artesian for the easy cleanup, but that smoke, he couldn't swing through it.
That was a light buy round. Didn't
Definitely
feel like it.
Close. No, it didn't, did it?
Koala Noob got away with murder as well with that peak, but now he doesn't have the op to be able to play with. And that's the risk of committing to that previous round. But of course, it was incredibly winnable.
Second one away from the orb. Spam. Looking to defend over the shoulder. Zekken does get the orb and gets out.
No damage either. They're set up for a really nice engage. Zekken could take this anywhere he likes.
Yeah.
Whenever you've got the defensive Yoru that you're playing against, you kind of want to wait out the gate crash timings, because otherwise Fury are going to be able to stack sites as much as they like.
Hitting that minute mark now. There's a Prowler forwards, Dimensional Drift up towards A, and a deep TP into Spawn. This is throwing a lot of chaos into the mix.
What the?
Question marks across the board, really.
The hell is going on here?
You've put the squeeze onto the A players, but really could go into any direction. It is a bizarre take onto the round. Util held.
What is the game plan here?
Not too sure.
How do you play the attackers in?
They were hoping maybe that the presence would create a bit of space here. There's a lot of damage done somehow. Teriyard are the ones finding their way through, but EU, again, that composure's there. Even to that, that reveal was massive. Adazin is finished off, and his kills are happening all over the place. Trades across the board, equalized the bound, a lot of damage done, and softened up enough for Mazzino to be able to strike right where it hurts. Koala Noob now left alone to his devices in a 1v3.
That's a mad round from MIBR. Completely nuts. I don't think that's one that they'll have run many times in scrims where they, you know, double insert people into spawn with an Omen and a Yoru ult.
It's crazy.
But I'll tell you what, it's gonna throw Furia off too, because you just don't have a protocol to deal with that. No, there's no way.
Two players in our spawn.
You definitely could have a protocol to deal with like one Omen ult into spawn and decide whether or not you want to, you know, do we as a team want to push in those situations forwards? Do we want to go back and clear the Omen? Like, you know, people will have discussed that in the Fury account.
Yeah.
But when it's also combined with a Yoru ult, this is where Furia's experience on this map is going to get tested. And the more that you go away from preset plans, the more it's going to favor MIBR's experience.
That's where it rears itself.
Get things individual, get them scrappy.
Good round, bro.
And MIBR probably have the advantage. You can see him giggling about it there.
Yeah.
They're flying by the seat of their pants.
Making Fury. Money is getting pressured super hard here by Furia. I mean, Nerva's not coming into this with a rifle. It's half armor for the rest of the team. Zekken does have an operator, though. It's going to signal that you can expect a bit of a slower round, but MIBR just been essentially making that the norm.
It's Furia that wanted to op early on.
Yeah.
They got Koala Noob and op with a glass cannon, no armor, as soon as they possibly could. And then they just haven't had the money to be able to work with it. Alem's also struggling. 0 and 6. They need to find ways of being able to get him activated. Find him fights. Or get him involved in retakes.
Late break in the boom bot. Pings across the board here.
Drop the spike. Yeah, I mean, it looks like Vernon wants to set himself up.
Yeah, he's got a Nightfall.
For the fade ultimate.
Pushed up into pocket of playing into mid. That one's going to be dodged, but here it is. Nightfall up towards Heaven. Looking for the tags on a few of these players. Artisan stepping up now to the challenge. Forwards in his approach, and he knows exactly what's going to be played for. How does Mazzino hit that? Is that just blind through the smoke?
I think so.
Ridiculous stuff. Koala Noob applying the flashes, see if he can make the play. What is that by Verno? Fully spraying up towards Heaven and adjust the aim in time.
Plant gets pit.
Tech spam though, that's going to be the pit brought down immediately. Blink of an eye. Nightfall of their own now. EU flying forwards. Sends the players scattering.
Here's Alem's time.
3v3. He's going to look to see if they can activate off the top of this one. The shots are going. Missing wide. Hinder tabs. Mazzino! Mazzino! Can't be doing it to him. Running all over them. The confidence right now is boundless for MIBR.
And you see that from the other perspective where Alem throws down his hinder but can't follow up on it because he's worried about somebody being in the back of the site. That's a crazy. There's some wild stuff happening out here. Getting Mazzino online though is a tragedy for Furia. Because it means 5 rounds in a row, 10 and 2, the Omen player.
Good.
And Furia just don't have an answer.
They don't. 2 rounds on the board off the back of the pistol round, the follow-up, that's it. MIBR have been running this map.
We were asking if they were going to be rattled with the 13-2 loss on Breeze. They came out with a pistol round win.
A lot of damage, no kill though. No cigar.
Thought maybe that pistol would have got them back into the game.
Yeah.
5 rounds, no answer. A Thrifty would be huge here. Fury had a couple of big ones on Haven.
There's a big stack of bodies on the A site. Hoping, praying that MIBR will rush into things.
In a previous situation, they had techs on the lurk that opened up B. Now they've no options. They don't have info anywhere else on the map.
No, but the fight might be coming to Fury right now. Spot the gate crash. Breaking a lot of this here. You're alerting them to your presence. Aspas already diving all the way in. That is traded, but again, these shots need to be clean as anything. Hold on. Damage done earlier. The classic is enough to clean up Mazzino. Snake bites. Actually going a bit awry here. Qualinu with the double flashes. That is a good connection, but the sidestep of the movement, it's clean enough. It keeps his players alive. There's another layer to it, but it's all going too wide. Oh my! Qualinu, an attempt to redeem, but it leaves it now into the 1v2. Artsin. It's been good for the clutches, but against this, against the might of MIBR, taking this one together, the shots just going a little bit too wide. He's being peppered down, whittled down. And now you're looking at 6 rounds in a row for MIBR.
They had to do that one the hard way. They had to get through a stacked site, break through everything. Qualinu with so many chances. If he had a rifle, surely he's landing those shots on the player over towards Hell. I think it was Verno just dancing.
Yeah.
Staying alive in spots he probably shouldn't. But despite going through the stack, MIBR make it. Navigate the danger. Now Qualinu finally gets an op to play with again.
Thrifties have been close, but close isn't good enough for Fury.
They got to break this horn. They did it last time.
There
okay, EU deals with it. So now the game plan is sensible for Fury. They have pit in mid. They have an op over towards a ramp.
Yeah, full control over towards those areas.
And Tex has not been ever putting his Viper op here as far as I can remember. So Qualinu's just got 3 angles.
Prowler spotted. Qualinu was forced to rattle off a shot to break it.
I'm surprised they're still keeping 2 people in the pit. Alan was here early in case MIBR pressured Nerve. But he's staying here.
Yeah. The A side just gets weaker and weaker. There's a stack of bodies over towards B.
Mazzino's thrown a smoke to try to get Qualinu off the angle. Fury have got the right read though.
Yeah. And players in position here. Do a lot of work. The C's is going to be used first. Big crash now, waiting around. Artisan is taking his time to strike. That's just spam through the smoke, realizing that the hit is going to be coming in right now. That haunt, big reveal up into the corner. Someone's going to play off the back of this one. It's Mazzino again inserting himself. The distraction is there, but no, with a snake bite, lays it all down. Vulnerable up, EU, at least with the follow-up. A lot of damage done. Single bullet would bring down Aspas. Nerve himself, the same could be said. 13 seconds remaining in the round. His plant needs to go down right now, and Aspas lowers anything, blinds it up, flashed up, Fury, and they need this desperately, and they're gonna get it. Eventually, finally, a hurdle cleared.
It took everything from Furia, but the basic design of their defensive setup ends up working out for them. They had pit down, they had the op down, they had bodies where they needed them. Nerve was supporting from heaven here to shut down this B hit. Even with Artisan getting overwhelmed in backside. They secure...
Let's go, boys! Come on!
They secure around and get themselves on the board. They stop the streak. But now they've got to start one of their own if they want a chance in this half. Equalizing would mean winning 3 more.
One step away from a multitude of ults for MIBR. They'll look to play around the orbs if they can. Qualinu, slightest of angles. They're missing his shots there, and there's no counter spam in order that they can punish that one. The orb?
Yeah, went on to Zekken, so Zekken now has his ultimate to be able to play with. They chose to prioritize Yoru instead of the Razor, which I think is probably the right play. Just gives you so much information, so many ways that you can craft rounds around Zekken's ultimate. But where are they actually going to end things here? Verno going over towards the A site.
Yeah, been throwing in a lot of fakes, MIBR.
It's really difficult to tell where they're going to finish. And sometimes it feels like they don't know. They're just figuring it out, feeling the map. Wondering where Koala Noob's gone.
Yeah. Vengeful Drift. There's a Zeka now. He's going to be looking to pinpoint a couple of the player positions, and he just sees two of them way out into the open. The paranoia does not connect, and still Zeka wants to make a play for it into the back of the site. Mazzino, always happy to provide that extra attention. Up towards Heaven, no, the rafters angle. That's a quick snap to the side. Nerve really feeling it now, but just not quite on top of it in time. And Koala Noob happy towards the back there. Punishes the peek from Burno. Hinder, double dash now. There's a great chance. Zekin is cleaned up. Takes us straight back at it from behind. Koala Noob wraps around and takes the precise timing that was needed.
Flanks on flanks on flanks up towards Heaven. Chaotic, scrappy rounds, but Fury have now connected 2 in a row. And at least this half is going to be respectable. 4 rounds minimum. And he gets to keep the op at the end here too. So they should be able to crack the buy. Only just found the timing past Tex.
Yeah. Come on!
The buy is not good, by the way, for Fury. All of these rounds have come down to the wire, and look.
Yeah, it's really taking a toll on the economy.
If Alan's going to be playing with the judge, I want to see him trying to get aggressive. Do they have some kind of aggro play?
Big ults.
I really liked Alan using his ultimate to punish like A-ramp aggression, the lurker.
Speaking of punish, yeah, 2 players high-low, Prowler as well. They were ready for every contingency.
Yeah, they wanted Koala Noob to peek into them there.
Nerve just jiggling. That's a punish. They know that Nerve has been knife out, jiggling the angle and the line, looking for information in the middle of it, and now Aspas lets loose. That's a showstopper in his hands. The Haunt has to pre-fire that one to the corner. Worried about being cleaned up and cleared out. EU though just finds his time, plays back, a virgin pass, double dash, forwards. Aspas no more. He turned into absolute mincemeat, and information gathered from that one. EU mops up the remainder. Left just down to Mazzino. Spike is irretrievable here. Furia are pulling this one back.
That's the punish protocol that I've been looking for from Alan, where he notices where the attackers are pathing to, and then lands either a hinder or an ult onto them, and he can just swoop in for the cleanup. Mazzino stuck in a 1v4 here that he's really got no hope of winning. The money's not great for either team as well, because the rounds have been going back and forth. We saw Furia win the round here. They've won 2 in a row. This is going to be the 3rd. And even so, their economy's on a bit of a knife's edge. But it's Mazzino looking to try to hold on to this rifle so that his team is going to be able to scrap something together for the final round of the half.
Yeah.
He's individually been playing so well. Mazzino has decided he is, in fact, going back to Chile.
He really looking to send it there. I mean, he was talking about how much it would mean to him to make it. His whole family's from Santiago.
Yeah.
So it would mean the world to him.
But I think he needs to get everybody on board, because Fury are starting to creep back into this game. It's been a nice readjustment, and they're starting to get players back into things. Value from Alim in this round.
Even spun that final player out so that you could clean it up in smoke. 1 round standing between them as we look towards the final round of this half.
EU picks up an Outlaw. I think he has extra money, so I think he's probably still got a rifle available as well.
It's full armored up.
Yeah, MIBR has gone for full armor on their players, knowing that Fury attract the economy.
Yep. And Alan, aggro angle, high-low set up and played for. Haunt. Missed, but I think the sound cues are heard here. Koala Noob looks like he wants to explore. This is hyper aggro stuff from Zekin.
The Haunt cleared it out the whole of A-ramp at the beginning of the round, so he knew this space was for free. Gate crash noise heard from Koala Noob. Could be a fake. Zekin's been messing with those a bit.
Yeah.
He's still thinking about it.
Has to be worried.
Portal closed.
Gate crash fades though.
And there's a high-low setup over here that we're looking at with Alim and Artzin trying to punish Aspas if he went for a peek. Koala Noob's just on a fact-finding mission here, I think.
Yeah, looking to clear up question marks as to where these players could be. Quickly cleaned up, though, in terms of his position, and A looks like the site to land. EU and Koala Noob are side by side. No more gate crashes for Koala Noob to get out. He is hard committed into this anchor spot. 30 seconds remaining. Major ults. Artisan can immediately rejoin him if he chooses to. There's that weapon picked up as well. The Outlaw fading away. A lot of damage done and a lot of that. Molly's forcing the issue, pushing them into the uncomfortable territory. Artisan again supplements the defense up and now starting to come alive. Lighting them up here. It's Artisan versus all of them. And EU right by his side. 7 bullets remaining, but time running short. The spike out into the middle of nowhere. Furia surely got this. Especially with that Molly layered down. Aspas realizes it.
Yeah,
Job's done here.
No time. What a recovery in this half from Furia. After a 13-2 loss on Breeze, a rough start.
Yeah.
They lost 6 rounds in a row in the middle of this and still managed to find the adjustment and recover. That is grit. That is grit from a team without too much experience.
Exactly right. I mean, that's going to keep the confidence flowing for this squad. Bouncing back immediately after that flattening on Breeze.
It's got what a great job they've already done just to get into this position.
Absolutely.
But they need to capitalize on this opportunity up against the final boss, who's been activated across Breeze and getting going with some big rounds on Split 2, but started to quiet towards the end of that half, and Furia found their footing. A 6-6 half. These are the spots where the pistol round can make the biggest difference, and Furia, that has been their strength.
They want to keep it going. For now, though, slow and steady. We mentioned it earlier, a lot of teams, when they're up against a defensive Yoru, they're going to be trying to wait out these gate crash timings, and there it is.
Toxins going up.
Taken instead of letting it expire, just in case Furia are doing this APOM.
Looking to send it flying forwards. This is going to be a pop straight into the site, and again the onus lies towards Zekin here, out towards that elbow angle, has that ghost in hand, and he needs a bit more help to help him out. What is that, Adsin? Unreal. Activating at the right time, the right moment. Aspas and Mazzino still alive, a dynamic duo. There's a 2v3. All players corralled, pushed into these tight positions into the post plant. It's not the most ideal for Furia. Backs against the wall.
Artisan's pulled out magic so far. These players are very disconnected. Can't really play off each other, Aspas and Mazzino.
It's going to come down to ones. Bit of a jiggle. It's damage done. Pulling out the C's. Aspas is worried about, again, all these positions, but that timing taken as the util flies forwards. Artisan, with him going down, is now a 2v2, and his pistol round is absolutely everything. Aspas left in a 1v2, and Nerve just sidesteps it all. Pistol round for Furia, the energy is up.
Again, that place that they can always return to if they want to see value. The Furia pistols have been sublime.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what situation they're in, doesn't matter how awkward it feels. The game plans are good, and the players
Come on, boys! Let's go!
always convert in those spots. 13-7 Koala Noob, by the way. Having a game.
Yeah.
But Artisan coming out with 2 of the crucial kills to be able to push that one across the line.
Difference maker.
He's been critical for them in some really big impact moments. But Furia did win double pistol and still lose on bind. MIBR activated in the second half.
You're done.
It's not going to be this round, though, for MIBR if they do pose any danger here. Furia with an opportunity to have Koala Noob walk forwards and maybe generate up some of the distance towards the dimensional drift. Getting that ult snowball online would be amazing for Furia. Just simplifies the calling so much. But they're slow for the moment. They don't want to walk into a stack.
They are really worried about that. Around the minute mark now. Now they're looking to activate across the map.
Time to jump.
You can feel fairly confident walking in with a Marshal here as Koala Noob.
Yeah, you're not going to hand over anything significant in terms of the weapons.
And you probably one-shot everyone you run into.
Tanks is close though, sees the barrel. Should be primed surely for this one. The shots are rattled in every single direction here. You've tripped yourself up, it's a potential trap play, but Furia, by the time waited out, that's a season and nade. MIBR, time
30 seconds left.
is against Furia to a degree. There's about less than 30 seconds out of Paranoia. It's phase 2 of the plan. Clone eating the bullets and the damage, not quite enough to deal with. Allen with that deep dive into the back of the site. Attracts all the attention and crosshair placement, enough for his team to get in there.
Slight misread from MIBR. They thought Furia was going for the big rotate on the attack side. Instead, Furia went for a re-hit. And Aspas, one of the bursts from the shorty, goes straight into the clone. Furia deal with the danger fairly well, but didn't get up to any massive ults. So disaster averted for MIBR, but a great start anyway for Furia.
Just breathe. Listen to your IGL. Listen to Dada.
Nerve there doing some secondary calling. He was originally supposed to be the IGL for this team. Handed the reins over to Artsin. Someone who's been doing a great job, honestly.
Yeah, considering the last year that he had, Aspas immediately dealt with.
What an opener.
For the bonus round of Furia, about as good as a beginning as you could hope for. Deep Haunt needs to be broken. On top of it as well, an attempt of a punish. A bit of dashes, hinder, sidestepped. Texas drawing out a lot of util from them currently, but MIBR losing control of mid as a result.
Yeah, the map control is huge right now for Furia.
Yeah.
They've got the opportunity to pivot in any direction.
These MIBR players, they are feeling squeezed. If you lose B heaven control.
The gate crash is really good, though, at the moment for Zekken, because it gives him the ability to go and reinforce a B hit if the timing's early. But if Artisan slows down the round a little,
Zeno
that will expire.
All their attention over towards that heaven angle. It's a critical kill. Again, a tight spot that they're going to be placed into. The Haunt and the Flash is all going a little bit wide here. Verno, Prowler sent flying, and now mad scurry and dash all the way over. But this time, Zekken is lying in wait.
He is so alone, though.
25 seconds roughly to work with. They are umming and
ahhing. They don't know what they're doing.
They don't know what to do. No map control. They've got to try and take this one together because, again, Zekken can be that playmaker. DTP Artsin with that plan. It needs to be coverage from every single angle from that high ground. Zekken almost makes it happen, but Artsin was pulled off the plant as a result. Time pressure is still there. This time commits, though. Bit of breathing room, but a C's connects. On top of it, it's all up to Alim to see if he can hold this one back. So many targets, so many options. His head is on a swivel. Worried about all sorts of directions, and Mazzino is just baiting, buying time, trying to see if he can play his team all the way in. It's damage done on either side. Alim eventually going for that rolling retreat, pulls his way back. This is space given up in a 3v3 here. Shots finally landing. Claims the kill that he was looking for now, and with the help of the rest of his team, surely to clean up. Texas left in that 1v3. He's got to give up his hopes of trying to convert this one here. So bonus round here for Furia. Step by step, brick by brick, building a path to victory.
It's a huge one to be able to get on the board. They scrambled into it. Nerve only drops a Bucky, so he's not worried about that. That's an enormous round for them to be able to take. It could be the first nail in the coffin for MIBR's chances here in the upper bracket. What an opener, man!
Yeah.
Look at that shot. And Zekken dealt with. He was the danger on the A side. But they went for this really safe approach where you plant for heaven and have the players from heaven hold the planter. It's popping off.
Furia. 3 rounds in a row. The economy, a mess for MIBR.
They've got that danger weapon that they managed to save, and they've put it into Zekken's hands. He's got half armor. And he would have to come up with a miracle to avoid Furia putting together a sizable lead.
He's holding for the contact. Someone to step past A main. Walls up. That time to reposition. Prowler for a Prowler. Quick response and that damage through the wall. Verno cannot escape it.
But Zekken's probably licking his lips at this point because their only chance of winning the round is if they commit A. And that's where Furia is making the noise.
Potentially pushed back here. They do have heaven control. And you're right, bodies. MIBR. Man with a stack! What is that by Alim?
Well, that's astonishing. What a clearance in that position.
Swings out heaven, announces himself in the process. Texto with a cheeky one. That spike drop down, and this could still get a bit leery, although handled. Mazzino only had the shotgun. They know roughly where Texas' position is.
EU's so good at controlling in these anti-ecos. Purchases out the Outlaw, and then...
Yeah, locking down.
He's just picking them off.
Exactly, all the extra avenues here. So Furia find the 10th round now. It's the last map here in our upper bracket for the grand finals to decide who we send as our first seed of Americas to Santiago.
And would you believe it's Furia?
It's unbelievable, man.
Nobody at the start of the year is looking at this Furia team and thinking they are the best team in Americas, but my God. They're playing like it.
Yeah, and they're in the driving seat. That's the crucial element here. It's MIBR the ones forced to react, come up with adjustments.
Some nerves on Frod's face there. If they lose this round, what trouble they could be in. With Zekken investing to try to get the op up here. He's looking to throw the gate crash and take a time in to peek on mid. Not realizing that Mazzino could need a little bit of help over here.
Like a Ferrari. It's right around the corner, but Mazzino, TP backing away. One way propped up.
Koalanoob's going to find it difficult to be able to get value out of the open. He tosses it over to Ardazine. Implies that they're going to go for something faster.
And here it is, speeding up. Mazzino caught potentially there. Knife out. Alim is looking to try and send this one here, but to hinder potential connection to TP to try and escape a lot of those bullets. So all players alive here. MIBR grouped up, playing a retake with the operator, never quite ideal.
No, it definitely favors Ardazine, who's going to be able to get posted up with his op.
Through heaven. Just misses the shot though. Was given an opportunity, instant reposition. A lot of damage done to Alim. So anyone's game. MIBR trying to gear up into this, but it's immediately there with the pressure. The heat's turned up though. Second, matters into his own hands. Moves forwards, one way's abound. Big reveals, a trails pointed all out, but for MIBR, everyone's winning this fight out. 3v5 now, TP is a little bit too late onto that mark. Koaloob can't escape it. And the duelists of MIBR, they activated the most critical of time. What a round this truly has been for them, to be honest. A catalyst potentially to turn it into a little bit more.
Well, they needed it, didn't they? If they hadn't won that round, it was an uphill battle that I don't think they would have been capable of getting the better of. But here, both of the Yorus who started the round with an op throw the op to a teammate.
Nice, yo, we're back. Oh my God, we're gonna win. We're gonna win, we're gonna win. Go.
Okay.
Well, there you see, that is the difference that that one round makes. They're double opping, bro.
Okay.
I mean, that's a heavy investment, but I assume they have rifles behind it?
Fury.
Maybe not.
They've been doing fast rounds. Every now and then, at least throwing it in. And they've got 5 players grouped up into B main. This is going to be sent straight over here.
Yeah, it could just be the same again.
Yeah, I think Fury weren't happy with the way that that one ended up. Now you're going to see it. Sent flying forwards. Recall back again, but that's a deep TP into the back. And Koalanoobh can't get a handle on it. Can't control the rifle well enough in time, and bodies have arrived here. MIBR have plenty more where that came from. Players ready, prime position, a lot of damage to Mazzino. Chipped down to anything but Tegs! Lights up 3. Blink of an eye. And 2 on Fury are left to stand up against it. EU and Artsin.
It's definitely still winnable. Ardazine has his ultimate, could reposition over towards A. And there's 2 ops here on the retake. It's a kind of ridiculous situation. Do they have guns that they could upgrade to? I think Zekken might. He's leaving.
They're dropped, yeah. Smoke into CT. EU. Inserts himself, held though by Zekken. Furious timing here to TP into mid, and Hansin doesn't quite stick it. Cancelled at the final moment here, and Zekken was ready. Primed, aim well trained. Nade rebounds, and Ardazine is put on magic so far. But this might be a little bit too much to overcome. Zekken's instantly on it.
Value in the previous round, a 3K as he throws the operator over to Verno. This time, op in hand, alongside Aspas. Manages to close things out on a bit of a slower retake attempt. But this round was actually worse in terms of the B-pop from Furia. Yeah. In the previous round, they completely overwhelmed Mazzino, and he had to run out of the site, and so Alim took all of the space for free. This time, Alim actually gets forced back, and Furia found it very difficult to get through the choke point. Running back that same round again just gave Mazzino a way of thinking about how the util works and how to avoid it. Actually favored the anchor. Double op again.
Yeah, keeping it going.
With Aspas showstopper in hand, so if he does get run down, he's always got a backup plan.
It's a half-by round for Fury. Digging deep here.
Tex may have been right when he said that previous round was the difference maker.
Well, we were highlighting how important it was. Information gathered. Gets in and gets out here. Alam's got it ready though. Prime with that bucket now with a paranoia up towards overhead. He's hunting for a target. Can't quite get it. Refract all the way back.
Koalanoob's backfilled all the space though.
Yeah, and he's got that rifle. If there was ever going to be a player to make it happen. Second just waiting for this smoke to dissipate. Hoping he's got the right line as it fades away. Doesn't want to be caught out into the open.
Have they heard the gate crash? Does Tex know?
Mazzino. He's feeling the pressure. They've lost B heaven control. He's worried about being caught in a very unfavorable position.
Portal closed.
They can hear the gate crash and they hear it expire on sight. They might be thinking Furia are looking to explore in the other direction. Aspas is getting them good information though on A, so 3 players can stay here at B.
Fred is working out in their favor. Mazzino, difficult spot to try and take the fight against. Convergent Paths is in there. Activated from the back. I mean, second, he can't quite find this one. It's all Koala Noob. He's filled up the feed. This is a half-fight round, and Furia, they take it over.
How did it go so wrong?
Spike planted.
Couple of missed opportunities, couple of missed shots, but maybe Aspas got something to say about it. Showstopper offloaded. He's looking for a slight angle. The target's not quite there. But Verno, rifle well trained.
These players are weak.
Yeah, it's only the stinger that's been picked up. I think Aspas was hoping for something a little bit better. Verno decayed down to a single digit. Spraying and praying will do the job. Aspas looking, trying to find a way through, but Nerve has that judge in hand into the pit. It's blight spread across this site. And Aspas now getting a run on. The pressure is entirely on him. The fuse stuck onto half all the way, potentially not quite. Nerve is right there when it counts. 11th round for Furia, and they did it with absolutely bottom of the barrel in terms of their purchases. Not just that, pulling the ultimates out of MIBR.
Alanu comes in. Yeah, I mean, the play was nice. They spot out where Mazzino is and set up for a Waylay ultimate, so I like that play. That gets them the first pick. Zekken, though, had, I think, a free kill in heaven, basically. He's got his op trained on somebody's back and missed the shot. Frod's pained as to how that one has played out. Koalanoob with another ult to be able to work a play around. Furia are very, very good when they've got ults to build game plans with. You saw it in the previous with the value from Alems.
I see even more evidence of it now.
Tex may not have wanted to pit off the rip here because Koalanoob can counter it with his own Euro ult, but might use it reactively. 3 players in mid.
Yeah, looking to see if they can push back. Well, this presence double dash in into the corner. That's a blind that connects. Tex will have to respect it.
The hinder, though, crucially doesn't. So Alem
doubled
can't
up.
follow up. It does feel like they're using Tex as bait in mid, but Furia not overstepping, playing patiently, playing beyond their years and experience here.
Zekken primed, ready. It's all about reaction times, and he used deleted.
The crosshair placement is perfect.
Ventral drift, looking for that extra information. He's going to be spotting out exactly where these players are, and sees that Mazzino has retreated, dropping down. Hearing the sound cues, space has to be given up, but Tex, alongside Verno, make sure to clear up the question marks. Up through mid now, and looking to potentially take it a bit faster. Alim looking to meet them, and finds it! 2 blinding shots. He's given Furia a lifeline, deep TP into the back. That is a pocket to play in, potentially to escape this one to Nightfall. Dodged and avoided. So faking the TP, Haunt broken. MIBR taking this one together now, but there are so many obstacles to face, so many players to potentially clear. Flash is good, Zekken cleaned up entirely, and again a 1v1 Adsin versus Verno. IGL versus IGL. Battle of the brains when it comes down to the gunplay! Oh! Bonkers! Ridiculous! A way to finish!
An absolutely absurd moment. Both IGLs running into each other with knives out and then running and spraying. Artisan looks calm on the outside, so does Verno, but that was madness.
I mean, that's comical. I'm just talking about it comes down to the gunplay and they start running and gunning at each other.
Yeah, those are the smartest players on your teams as well. I mean,
oh my goodness.
I think Verno thought he had the kill. Look, there's a slight frown at the end there.
Yeah.
There have been some unreal rounds won by Artisan across this series.
It's been ridiculous.
Am I saying he's been the most impactful player in terms of like every round?
More likely that Furia, so often the bottom feeders in America, will be that team to represent the #1 seed for the region at Santiago.
4 chances to make history here.
No one expected at all at the beginning of this season.
Bring them down.
EU exploration code for. He's got that outlaw, even setting himself up there with a prowler. A lot of space given up. broken, and he knows how low the money is. It's full armor and a multitude of players of MIBR, so it's only Aspas really in the danger zone of that outlaw.
Yeah, they're going for the lighter weaponry in order to afford the proper armor, because they know that these Furia players will abuse them if they go for light armor.
Cautious round being played here by Furia. They don't want to overstep themselves. They don't want to lose track of potential possibilities, but mistakes opened up. Shots going wide though. Potentially a golden opportunity that's just about missed, but the stack of players, MIBR, rooted, ingrained to the spot over towards
30
A.
seconds left.
30 seconds remaining to make something happen.
And the stack is here.
The damage could be done. MIBR, they need Aspas to activate. It's an instant trade. Verno tucked close, tight to the corner of the flower pots. Will they get cleared? Players dropping down. Time! It's not the weapon of choice, but I'm straight there with them. And Furia achieve the absolute impossible.